Hey guys, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay, great. Sorry, I'm not real familiar with the system yet. Hey, I kind of got an article wrong on the Quant thing. They are talking, but they haven't moved, but they're talking, and what's surmised by that is that if Ethereum ended up getting in, hot water and people start diving off on the coin or whatever, that they would just have preparations. And we have learned that they can move to XRP. There are several or any that they could move to. And as far as we can tell, it wouldn't mean we'd have to change or move coin. It would be, I mean, right now we don't own Ethereum, but when you own Quant, but that was my bad. I'm kind of like, any of y'all watch Duck Dynasty? Sometimes I'm like Psy. Max will be on here in just a few minutes. He said 9:15. So I thought I would start early. Let me start seeing who we got here. Here he comes.
Hey, Will. Can you hear me?
All right. Let me see what's up with my sound. Can you hear me, Max?
Yeah, can you hear me?
All right. Something's wrong with my speakers. Let's see if I can't get this squared away. I'll be on pause for just a second.
Okay. All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh boy. I guess we'll hit the live button again. That's okay. He doesn't know. Hold on a second. Let's pull him up. Well, actually, he's having sound problems, so sorry about that. Well, I guess we'll welcome some of you guys. I didn't realize he hit the live. Will, I didn't realize he hit the live stream, the live button.
Yeah, I hit the live. Came on just about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it on purpose.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm half a goober, so I was telling him I'm kind of like Psy, on Duck Dynasty.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I have my I get distracted very easily and hit tangents.
No, it's all good. Well, how about this, guys? You know how it goes. I mean, we want to welcome some of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize. I didn't realize that we'll hit the live button and we'll get that all sorted out on another particular time. As the saying goes, I mean, you don't learn how to ride a bike in one day, right? Well, we're going to welcome a few of you guys, and then we'll definitely check between screens and all that good stuff. Saw this comment. I don't know if it's technically the first comment, but we do want to welcome Selmo Fudd. He says, "What up, Max? You down with XRP? You know me." So, guys, big news, right? In regards to Ripple's XRP, you have the whole case of, I don't know, some people call it like a full Ripple win, but is it really a Ripple win or just SEC and retreat? Take it as you will. But good to see Mr. Selmo Fudd. We'll share some news that we have in regards to that because it's a big headline, obviously. We got Tim Shea's in the house. Appreciate you being here, Mr. Tim Shea. Brittany, thank you for being here. Happy Thursday. Din G, my Twitter got banned forever. I didn't know that. That's horrible. Posting a video. Oh, that's too bad. We're also going to welcome Mr. Boomer F. Sooner. Boomer F. Sooner. Good to see you. Good to see you. Will, you have some info apparently. Do you want to share it on your screen here in a bit, or can I prime that up?
Yeah, which info are we talking about?
Well, here's the thing. Which one do you want to start off with? I mean, I could start off with the headliner, which is Ripple's XRP. Are you pulling that up? But I'm going to also just kind of welcome a few members of our community, also from Will Fix's side of things. I mean, in reality, we're a unified community. Maybe some people don't realize that, but that's okay. We're going to get further down. Let's see here. We want to welcome, I believe this is Sobo. Hey, Sobo. Snowy Alpine, Sobo here. Yeah, that is Sobo. All right, good to see you, Sobo. We don't want to create confusion. I mean, some people are saying Quant and Algo are mixing together. They're not mixing together. It's just that Will Fix has some news in regards to QNT and Algo that we'll get into here in a bit as well. But we're going to get into some of the headline stuff here in a bit. All right, just kind of double checking some settings. We got Catman, Do Tools, and Games. Let's effing go. I shot you 317. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Hey, good to see you. I recognize you. Thank you for being here. XRP. That's funny. All right. Robert Walker. Yes, welcome. Glad to have you. And Patrick Collier says, the man, the myth, the legend, Will Fix. All right. All right. I guess people do hear you. Okay. All right. We're going to welcome also Ahmed. Glad to have you here as well. Looks like we got the sound worked out. Just checking on some comments. Salamander says you're live. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. You got to keep in mind, I mean, we'll get that all sorted out in the song. We can't expect, right? Will, you don't learn how to ride a bike in one day, right? Anyway.
Listen, yeah, I'm going to mess up and goof up until I get it figured out. So it's okay. It's all good. And I did look at an article on QNT just to go ahead and clear something up. And when I read it, they were in talks. And the way that I read the article, it came across like they were moving, but they're not. They were just talking, So that's about all the news there is on that. And I was looking for the article. I'm looking for it now, but
that's right. I could pull one up for you if you want. I got one for you.
Sure.
All right. So let's pull it up. So this one, I believe, comes from. Oh no, that's the one about Roblox, which is pretty big news. I'm not a fan of Roblox, the game, but Roblox announced 2 days ago they're teaming up with BitPay to offer Ripple's XRP's new payment option. Kind of makes you wonder. It's like, why 2 days later? Did they get some inside information that we just found out today? Anyway, let's see if we can pull this up. I could have sworn I had that primed and ready to go too, but all of a sudden it kind of disappeared. All right, well, I'll just pull it up from this other side because I mean it's all over. It's literally all over the news. And here we go. CoinDesk. We'll just pull it from CoinDesk. This is good stuff. This is 4 hours ago. Of course, there's a lot of news about Sam Bankman-Fried, but I think Ripple takes the cake today. So, yeah, let's pull this up. Here we go. Thank you so much to everybody who's connected. Both communities, Maximus Crypto, Will Fix. In that regard, we're basically a unified community. But check this out for yourself. I'm sure Will's seen some of this. Some of you guys have seen some of this. Some of you guys gave me a call in regards to this. But like it says, guys, right on the screen, and hopefully you see this too, Will, right? You should see on, if you're wondering,
Yes,
where's
sir.
that? It's on your main screen. Okay. SEC drops charges against Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. And it says the regulator had included them as defendants as well. You know, let's face it, Chris Larson as well, in its securities violation case revolving around XRP transactions. And the agency now says is pursuing the central Ripple case. Some people feel as though the SEC is now in retreat in regards to this. Ripple's top leaders are cleared. That's basically what it is. Cleared in the SEC securities violation. Some of you guys have been following this for probably years now, right? They have spent years winding their way through federal court, bringing the overall case closer to initial conclusion. The case basically is seen as one of the crypto bellwethers. I'm kidding. All right, bellwethers in the ongoing dispute between the crypto industry and SEC and what defines a security. Bottom line is this: you can look through this as much as you want, right? But guys, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder. Some people ask, what is the real spark for the bull market? You're always welcome to chime in here, Will, if you want. I know you were talking about it earlier. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do have something pulled up, need to see, but really it's just a short statement, so I'll just say it. It says with prejudice, that it's dismissed with prejudice. And a lot of people don't know what that means. Kind of a confusing term, really, but dismissal with prejudice means that the plaintiff cannot refile the same claim against again in the court. So without prejudice leaves it open for them to do something later. But I mean, they shut the door. So this is settled. That is over, that part. I mean, if they come up with something new, I don't know. You know, I don't think they will. I think they tried to do everything they possibly could. So this is over.
So with that said, I mean, your thoughts in regards to some of this. Let me just take the share off, because I mean, you know, it's a good topic. I mean, a lot of people are going to ask, Will, you know, how come the market isn't really reflecting this? I even was talking about this with Mike Cormo briefly before the show. You know, it's like, you know, XRP, and I'll pull this up for you guys right now as we speak. I mean, technically speaking, I did see the market go up. It ticked up 1.08 trillion. Now we're up to 1.09 trillion. Here it is for yourself, guys. You know, yesterday we we're at 47 cents. We're now up to 52. You know, some people have stated to me, yeah, but we were at like 32 cents in XRP, roughly. When we had that 2/3 victory, we ticked all the way up to, you know, was it 91 cents, Will? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what about this? This is only like 5.5%. Do you feel as though that, you know, it's going to be a delayed market reaction? The markets in, you know, overseas are not waking up to this yet. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think people are taking profit. You know, they'll want to take profit and buy again. And I was watching the MACD and the RSI, and people. I don't know if you're familiar with MACD, but there's divergence and convergence, and when you have lines cross, you know, the people will sell, and then when lines cross again, people will buy. So trading and volatility does that. And if you remember, there was a couple huge moves and purchases of XRP just a couple days ago. I think whoever, you know, got a leak and somebody bought a ton, and they're probably just offloading it and getting a profit. I think we'll watch it go up. We don't have a reason for it to not go up now. And now, I mean, they can go live with some stuff with some banks. I mean, it's on. So we're going to see some price movement. this is probably all retail right here, taking profit, and yeah. So we'll see some volatility, but look, it's up. It was 48 cents.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at it like, this thing can't stay at this price forever. Literally, this thing happened earlier today. In reality, it's just like I'm not gonna really beat myself up over 4 cents. That's the power of the DCA. No matter what Hulk says, nothing against Hulk, but I guess he doesn't like people DCAing. It's like go hard or go strong. If I didn't do a proper DCA, I think I would have been kind of not wrecked, but I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now.
I mean, I have almost a double from when I bought it. So, but that's not what we're all looking for. We're looking for it to go, pretty significant. So,
yeah,
I'm in for the long haul. I'm just excited. I mean, what better news could we get? It's over.
Well, on that note, then, like, do you also feel as though like this could be, like we said, the spark that triggers, like an actual bull market or bull run that everybody is just like, some people. Let's face it, I would say probably like 80 to 90% of the people out there, maybe some of our people here, they get tired of waiting and so on, right? Some people are like, nah, let it crash and so on, I accumulate more. Hey, I get both sides of the story, but how about you? I mean, do you really feel as though like, okay, now this is going to be just that spark?
Man, I bought more. I bought more when it was at 48 cents, because I had bought at, I think the first time I bought, or the main amount that I bought, my average was 37 cents.
Okay.
And then I bought it around 50. So I just stuck in some more at 48. Yeah. There's going to take a while, I think, for some of the good news to come out. Now, then you're going to have announcements. You're going to have banks. What do we have? Bank of America that just announced, or recently announced they're going to be using it. You remember people talking about when the first bank does, there's going to be a lot of banks to follow. That's because they're going to have they're going to have an edge. They're going to have a profitability edge. They're going to have a speed edge, and the other banks are going to, they're in competition with each other. So they'll have to match it, or they won't be able to match pricing and speed and, all the things that it's going to bring to the table. So I think we're getting ready to really see it. I really think we'll be above the 380. What was it? 384, 386. I think we'll be at that or more, but before Christmas.
Wow, that would be a great Merry Christmas, guys. In regards to what Will's talking about, I mean, here's even another report. I'm sure some of you guys, even if you don't use crypto X, crypto Twitter, right? This actually just comes from a mainstream outlet, and just to kind of catch you up, it comes from fnlondon.com. Literally reported on Monday. We realize it's Thursday now, but Ripple in talks with over a dozen governments for CBDC development. Thought I would share this with you guys for a brief bit. So on this one, it talks about, Ripple London office headcount has doubled since January 2022 amid a hiring spree outside the United States. And, there's some big conferences coming up. I mean, I even have, of course, a thing I've been talking about in regards to Quant and all this. And I'm going to get into more about, like, for instance, elaborate a little bit more on what Will was talking about. I didn't have a chance to watch his video earlier today. But apparently you did show people, I guess you could say. Why am I sharing this woman? I don't know. Sorry about that. It's just trying to blow it up bigger for you guys. But, I share that demo in regards to Quant's overledger. Switching to the XRPL, some people thought that, oh yeah, that's not a thing. It is a thing,
Awesome.
Yeah.
They switch
here it
over.
is.
They switch over. Okay, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I don't want to. By all means, I'm not cutting you off. Go ahead.
No. I was just looking at the article and I wanted to hear it.
Oh, my bad. All right. Well,
I'm a fan. I'm here to listen too.
Yeah, but I also want to respect some people. You know, we did
Oh,
get some
I know.
complaints originally. You know, stop
Oh,
interrupting, Max. Anyway, all right. Ripple aims to continue hiring. Hold on a second. Do I got this on mute? Hopefully, I don't. You know, it's the nice thing about having a host or co-host, right? You know, you just instead of waiting for Mike Cornwell to give me the bat signal or ring the red phone, if you will. Hey, you're muted. You can just tell me if I'm muted, or I could tell you you're muted. Anyway, but yeah, guys, basically what says Ripple aims to continue hiring outside the U.S. amid surging demand for its payments, liquidity hub, and central bank digital currency services. I realize not all you guys tune in to the show and so on. That's fine. You know, I mean, big up to Will, right? You know, he's here Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, he kind of became an overnight sensation. Dab to you, Mr. Will. You know, proud of you, man. Really, I mean that.
thank you, sir. That's
Yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah, it's incredible. But guys, here's the thing. We have been talking about whether you do follow Quant or follow just Ripple's XRP, or maybe you're like, nah, I'm just like into XRP, XLM. But the key thing is, what's this, the bigger picture tied in the ISO 222 and so on. So it gets into this, and we've been talking about like which ones stand out with these CBDCs, whether you're for CBDCs. A lot of people are against CBDCs. I kind of look at like it's a tool, you know, like it could be used for good or bad, let's face it. But this person, Cindy Young, said that the firm, as in Ripple, is in talks with more than a dozen governments around the world for what development of CBDCs. And you think about like everything that's been in line with, for instance, the SEC backing off. You know, it's like the big money players, as the saying goes, money talks, and especially big money talks. So look at this for a second. The governments will use Ripple's blockchain-based tech to issue their CBDCs. Now, back in May, it was reported that Ripple launched a dedicated CBDC platform to help central banks, governments, and financial institutions around the world in the issuance of CBDCs and even stablecoins. You know, you got to keep in mind all these pairings. Later on to the show, probably after the time you call it a night, Will, because you know Will likes to stick around for about 45 minutes to an hour, and that's fine. Maybe go longer. It doesn't matter. I respect your schedule. But we'll also be getting into another key finding. And for all the naysayers, they were like, I got a lot of criticism. People were saying, stop doing the whole Quant with Jasmy thing. You want to know something? I have even more news in regards to Quant in Japan. And big up to Quant Papa, who provided that information. I thought, oh, wow. I was just going to do a Quant coverage. And then I saw the whole thing of Japanese yen denominated stable coins. Guys, I'm being for real here with proof. All right. Quant is getting that done. So the main key takeaway, whether you're into Quant, you're into Ripple's XRP, whether you're into any of this stuff, is there's a common thing here, and that the big money is, let's face it, CBDCs, whether we're for them or not. Now, there's a little bit more about this. Central banks are increasingly prioritizing these CBDCs. They are. We've seen it with the Bank of International Settlements, Bank of England, Deutsche Bank. How about this, guys? Banque de France. Were you aware that they're the oversight committee for the Bank of International Settlements? So we know that the BIS is the central bank of central banks, but I guess you got to have some kind of oversight, right? So there's that. 19 countries among the G20's cohort are now at an advanced stage of CBDC development, according to the U.S. based think tank Atlantic Council. And speaking of which, here's the quote from them. A lot of discussions with central bank regulators continue. And of course, when we get to the Quant coverage, we'll give you a little bit more about this. This is something you've seen it yourself, Will. I've been heavily covering what's going on with Quant and the central banks, and then even tying in the whole thing with Ripple as well, right? But these are all key players who are sitting at what? The table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the little update of what's going on with that. And of course, we'll share a little bit more. You have some info apparently, and I didn't have a chance to take a look into it. It's been kind of a crazy day, but fill me in, right? Let's just pretend I'm like somebody else that just is tuning in as well, right?
Talking about the
Quant and Algo. I was like, huh? Like, you got to be kidding. Like, what is that about?
Yeah, that was something that they were talking. Let me see if I can find that real quick and stick it up here. I couldn't find it again. And so then I was like, somebody said, "Where's the proof?" I started looking. I'm like, what did I read?
That's okay.
And I just couldn't even find it. Let's see. They speak to, let me see, talks. Give me just a minute here. You can go ahead and do something. Say something.
I could go ahead and do something.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
all
do
right,
something.
I'm
I'll see
gonna
if I
I'm
can
gonna take
find
my max scratcher and scratch my back. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, okay. As you guys know, as Will and I get more comfortable on screen together, we'll get this a little bit down, a little bit better, right? But I think people understand. Going further down into some more comments, I want to welcome Mr. Salamander, XDC Commander. Thank you for being here. We have Crypto Jedi in the house, Tim Shea. Yeah, my bad, guys. You got to keep in mind, like, it's like I'm used to, if it says, it's supposed to be 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific, to actually hit the button and go live, but that's okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see if you guys have any specific questions. How about that? Everybody appreciates some of that stuff. Yeah, I was just like, then I saw it and I was like, Tim, I was like, wait, end stream. We're live. I was like, oh no. It's okay. Cody Core is in the house. I'll try to check up on your DM later. Yeah, Fubar 11. I agree with you, man. They took the tail end and ran. It's just Gary Gensler's like the Benedict Arnold of crypto. I mean, I think that's a really good analogy, to be honest. I mean, he spends all that time at MIT. He speaks passionately. The guy obviously knows his stuff. Talks passionately about it. And there's even, I guess, some secret recordings that have recently came out within the last 6 months or more, right? Some of you guys have seen them, shared on Crypto X. And it shows Gensler, he's like, talking about all the great use cases for Ripple's XRP and so on. And then he joins the SEC and talking about a turncoat, man. I mean, it's unbelievable, but that's what he chose to do. So, all right, Marty Powell, Will Fix has an IQ of 1,000. That's a nice compliment.
Actually, it's 140.
Thank you for that. Unknown Scorpion, appreciate you. Glad to always see you. Thank you. GG. Always, what I love about you, GG? You always ask the tough questions. And of course, I give a response, but it's never a response out of like, I was actually mentioning this to Will earlier on the phone. I was like, it's not a response of, hey, I'm Mr. Smarty Pants or something like that. I don't want anybody to ever take it that way. It's just like, hey, this is a good question. You're sharing how you feel, right? With regards to Stellar. You know what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to try to jump to the other screen from Will Fix's side of things. And Will, you got 85 people over there. And
Woo!
you got some
What's
questions.
up, 85 peeps?
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah, you're smoking us over here. We got 43, but that's all right. Will Fix is a overnight sensation. All right, let's see here. Let's see on your side of the screen what kind of questions we got while Will is pulling that up. All right, here's the questions from Damien. And, I apologize if I'm not highlighting the comment. You got to keep on. I'm looking at like 3 different screens. Basically, Damien asked, does the debt clock and the timing of the Ripple case have any correlation in your opinion? Now, we could pull that up. We haven't been to the debt clock site in a while. U.S. debt clock. Let's pull that up for a second. All right. I've seen this, I don't know if you guys follow, is Tim Shea would say the guy with the bird's nest in his beard. He's a good guy. Let's just be honest. I don't know if you follow him, but anyway, we're going to pull this up. It is in regards to this debt clock. If it will load up, why isn't it loading up? That's crazy. It won't load up now. Maybe it's getting hammered. I'm not even kidding. I just try to load it up twice. It's not coming up. No joke, guys. Listen, if you could try to go, okay, now it loads up. That's crazy. All right, so yeah, let me pull this up for you guys. So here is what we're talking about. All right, look at this for a second. U.S. debt clock. This is kind of interesting that they put that on the front. We need you to remain ignorant, compliant, divided, gullible, confused, lost, guilty, dejected, crushed, bitter, detraced, resentful, aimless, faith. faithless. Anyway, that wasn't there before, at least last time I went here. And you do see that the U.S. national debt is now up to 33 trillion and some change. There's 100,000 debt per citizen. The taxpayer debt is higher than that. So taxpayers are higher debt than per capita per cit. That's crazy. U.S. federal spending was at 369. So that's the trillions. So 6,128,000,000,000 and some change. Basically, in a nutshell, more is going out than what's coming in.
Look at unfunded liabilities.
What side of the screen? Because the guy has
It'll be
Uncle
on
Sam.
the
left side, unfunded
scroll down there a little bit. U.S. total debt. See that?
Yeah. Well, total debt interest. Okay, total debt. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it's one thing that we're in debt as a country at, was it 33 trillion some change, and there's nothing to be in debt to the world at, what is that, Will?
103 trillion 533 billion 399 million 400 million and right.
The bottom line is like this kind of like makes you wonder. It's like, Mr. Klaus Schwab is the World Economic Forum. You own nothing. We need a great reset or burst, right? You really think that's going to happen? You think it's all in line for a great reset? I mean, really, I'm asking you. I think some people want to know your opinion on that.
Yeah. Wow. There's no end to this except a default of some form. I mean, when you keep taking out debt, just imagine in your own home, if your debt was such that you had to get your credit card raised to pay off the old debt. And then that's just all they're doing. They keep raising the debt ceiling and they're paying debt off with debt. They're never paying the principal down. So there's only one end to that. It has to smash because you either pay it off or it just collapses, or you inflate it out the wazoo. And that in turn sort of shrinks the debt, because then everybody's income has to go up a ton. And then all of the taxes go up a ton. And so you can shrink the government can shrink the debt in proportion to the GDP through inflation. Yay, team. Yeah, I just think it's going to break in half.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, so there's a lot of things here. I mean, I still have a bunch of student loans, but I mean, I knew what I was signing up for. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what I signed up for. But my thing is, I don't have it all paid off yet. Some people are like, why don't you have it all paid off? Because I'm also recognizing the accumulation phase. I rather take advantage of the accumulation phase than hurrying up to get my my student loan debt paid off. Because why is that? Because in a few years, then I could just pay it all off in one lump sum, basically, if I choose to do so. Anyway.
The way it's structured is kind of bizarre. So we don't go and fill out loan papers with China. What we do is offer treasuries and a high interest rate. So we have the best interest rate. And so we're a secure nation. So then what they do is they'll give us their money. So if they're buying a $10,000 treasury bond, they give us the equivalent of $10,000. And then we owe them the interest whenever, depending on the period of time they bought, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20, 30 year, whatever it is. So in that respect, then we owe them money. Then the countries, like especially China, play games with the exchange rate. So, they'll fluctuate their own currency in order to increase the value of their holdings and then cash them out. Well, right now what we have, and that's how we pay our debt in the country. That's how we pay for the country to go, through selling our treasuries. So what's happened is a de-dollarization began. And so they act like that they're trying to take care of inflation by raising the interest rates, which they are, because how do you stop? The way money's created is you go to the bank, you try to borrow $1 million to build a house, and you get approved, and then they get $1 million from the Treasury. So the Treasury Department got that in the form of people buying treasuries. So, or they just print it and give it. So then a loan is an asset on the bank's balance sheet, and your deposit is not an asset. It's the opposite of an asset. That's why they always want you to move it to if you got money in there, they want you to put it in a money market. So the de-dollarization started where China and all these countries aren't wanting to buy our treasuries and they're cashing them out. So mysteriously at the same time, they want to take care of inflation. So they keep raising the interest rate. Well, what that's doing is drawing more money, because as soon as all the countries stop buying, no matter what the interest rate is, we're in serious trouble. And then the dollar's going to dive off, you know. So not to just to mention that, but the deal made in 73 by Henry Kissinger with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia didn't know how to get the oil out of the ground. So Henry Kissinger said, hey, let us get the oil out of the ground. So we showed them how, and we said, we'll make a deal with you. We'll protect you militarily, and you must sell any oil to the whole world only in dollars, which that's our biggest export is the dollar. So what a great deal. So that's what's made us such a prosperous country. Well, Saudi Arabia signed on for Russia to be their military support. You know, that was last year, I think it was. And then now they accept any currency to buy oil. They're accepting the Chinese yuan. So that is a form of de-dollarization. Now you got piles of money. Here's some huge issues. You got piles of money that was for oil that's suddenly going to just float back to the shores with nothing to do. We're not going to get the exchange going anymore. Then add to that you know, XRP is going to basically replace the Bank of International Settlements. So you got piles of money in banks, and all the Bank of International Settlements is like just a big ring of banks that all the countries have to have US dollars. And whenever they're doing international trade, that's basically like XRP is the hub of liquidity. That's basically the liquidity was the dollar, and it's piled up in all these banks. So Switzerland settles their stuff through the SWIFT system, and after they get the messaging, then the money is sent from their U.S. bank account to the U.S. bank account of the country they're settling with, and then everybody only has to convert from the dollar. So that's why the dollar is the reference. So all of the money in all those banks is going to come floating back to our shores. So inflation, we think inflation's bad now. Man, wait until all of that money comes back. So we're getting ready to have some real serious financial issues. And I don't know, they revalue gold and we get a partially gold-backed currency, or if we just do a CBDC and use XRP, I mean, that'd be a great solution, wouldn't it? And then
it would.
Now the thing that's interesting about XRP replacing that to me is the Bank of International Settlements is piled up with dollars, and dollars were created by loans. So our currency is actually a debt, but XRP isn't a debt. So the debt happens outside of the realm of XRP with all the individual countries doing the debt outside of that. But then when it comes into XRP, it's not a debt at all. You know, it's the actual money. So it's got a very interesting, it makes XRP like gold, you know, where gold has an intrinsic value. And so XRP is worth a certain amount, and it's not a loan in and of itself. The loan's outside of the XRP system. It's really genius, man. It's really fascinating. And I don't know all the ins and outs, but I think it's going to work much better and make us rich.
Yeah, for some of you guys that's just tuning in, you know, you may be wondering, like, I don't know, maybe you never heard of the whole notion of, you know, XRP to a gold ounce, but that was something that was literally confirmed a few weeks back. You know, there was a site that you can go to, and it showed, for instance, somebody took a video, right? I think Crypto Hulk and a few other people. You take it has a video, and it shows the the price of an 1 XRP and then the price of 1 ounce of gold. And it's just like, back to what you were just saying. It's like, yeah, you know what? There is something there in that regard. It just is crazy stuff. You were also talking about earlier about, the dependency on the US dollar. Gave us that great example about Saudi Arabia and so on. And when you were doing that, I thought I'd pull this up. So a lot of you guys follow this whole thing in regards to BRICS, right? A lot of us do. I follow it. I follow a lot of, what's going on in, the United States in GDP power rankings. We still rank number one, but BRICS as a conglomerate threatens that dominance. And again, I understand this is from, August, but that's not that long ago. It goes on to mention some of these things. And, look at this for a second. Back in August, BRICS, or I should say Brazil's president, called for BRICS nations to create a common currency for trade and investment between each other as a means of reducing their vulnerability to dollar exchange rate fluctuations. Of course, talks about how, you have this thing called, these nations that believe that, they don't need to use the dollar and they should not be forced to trade in just that, the dollar. This Brazilian president also goes on to mention that he's advocated for a common currency in Mercosur bloc of South American countries. Goes on to also mention that a BRICS currency, quote, increases our payment options and reduces our vulnerabilities. The bottom line is to these countries to, dethrone the U.S. dollar. It's been the dominant force. And when you think about GDP, gross domestic product, that power rankings, that is how we have our dominance in the world and so on. And BRICS as a group, as we know, was it Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and obviously some other nations are going to be joining it and so on. I guess apparently Kenya. And when you look at the list, I mean, they're not number one yet, right? And some people will say, well, Max, you're not, you got to also keep in mind, the G20, we're actually the G7 nations, right? We have ourselves, Japan, so on and so forth, right? And there's dominance in that regard. I mean, even Japan ranks, you and I were talking about what they rank, number 3 overall in the world in GDP. So there's that, but there's this balance. How do we keep this balance? And one of the things I wanted to introduce to you guys, again, Will, did you ever have a chance to pull up that thing in regards to Quant and Algo? If not, we could just get into it.
Yeah, that I think it was just a total Okay, so I pulled something up about QNT talks with Algo, and it was a bizarre thing between initials that meant something else.
Okay.
I mean,
it's okay.
Talking about some kind of computer language. So I'm sorry, everybody. It was totally my bad, and sorry. Oops.
Well, here, everybody. Here is your virtual nothing burger.
Okay.
And let's consume it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, we can still stay on the topic here, and the topic basically is, you were talking about, for instance, the dollar, the devaluation. Is there going to be a crash? What's the United States position of it? So I think it's going to be a good segue. I'm going to double check real quick that we're not missing anything. And let's see here. I think we're good. Just want to make sure that people that need to be recognized, you get your questions read. We'll read a few more questions in a bit, but we're going to get into this. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this. And you could definitely chime in as well, because we're talking about the dollar, right? Why are we talking about the dollar? So let's just go ahead and start this. This is something that we kind of do. I'm going to kick in the branding on this. It's kind of a cool thing. Boom, there's that. And let's just share the screen. I want to thank Quant Papa for a lot of the research in regards to this. But let's just introduce this to you. I'm going to pull up the right tab. I was going to do a thing about Stellar. We'll get into that in a bit. I want to share this with you. This is good stuff. So let's pull this up. All right. Check this out for yourself. I guess I'll take that off. Kind of chops part of my head off. All right. But yeah, check this out for a second. So you have this, and it talks about, I think I blew that up, right? A little bit bigger. There we go. Plugging DLT into the existing plumbing. Now, a lot of times when it comes to Ripple's XRP, it's like, hello, this is Will Fix. My name is Will Fix. May I take your order? I'm kidding. You need to take that, man?
No.
Okay. Plugging DLT into the existing plumbing. And so, for instance, with Ripple's XRP, everybody's talking about, the plumbing. But just look at this, for example. This is good stuff. This comes from ING, if you're wondering where it's cited. Bottom left talks about DLT, real-time gross settlements. Some of you guys follow the whole thing with Target 2. You got to keep in mind this is for like Europe and so on, right? So external, DLT-based platform securities. Now, if you're brand new to some of this and you're like, man, this is just way over my head, hey, it's okay. I could totally understand. How we put in layman's terms for it? Larry Fink, for instance, of BlackRock. What has he been talking about for quite a bit? The tokenization of bonds, securities. He did talk about real world assets, right? So RWA, so equity. Look what he's literally pointing to here. I know it's kind of a little bit blurry, and I apologize for that, but external DLT-based platforms, securities trade. That was everything Mr. Larry Fink was talking about. Bonds, equity. Gave you guys that deep dive about HQLAX and that Quant connection. If you guys are new to all this, it's okay. I understand. Some of this is just like may seem Greek. Even reference Fintium. We talked about that. Cobalt. Another thing I want to share to you is this. Look where DLT says how to ensure free flow of liquidity and avoid fragmentation also outside RTGS. If you guys wondering what that means, real-time gross settlements, opening hours. Would it not be better to link AS services to the CLM module and make liquidity management as such independent from the RTGS? But how would that happen? There's this thing on the far right talks about the plumbing logic. Listen to this for a second. It doesn't make sense to connect your brand new glass fiber cable or connection to your house into the existing old coax network outside, right? You have to have some kind of platform that's going to allow for interoperability. And speaking of which, let's draw your attention to this. The risk of fragmentation and complexity of cross-currency interoperability. Look at where everything we've been talking about for a while is here. And you're like, well, Max, we understand you already talked about the whole thing of Europe. Hey, I get where you're coming from. You want to talk about the US dollar now, right? That's a great question. Bottom left, second from the right, is the United States Federal Reserve. And look how they are also part of the mix. How about this for size? This is not even a Jasmy coverage. Bank of Japan. Remember how we talked about Quant entering Japan? Why that was such a big thing? And anyway, there's that. Bank of Canada, Bank of England. So all of these guys are on board. And now again, look what's also mentioned here. The connections to bonds, equity, connections to trade. Obviously, we talk about XDC. So there's all that. I'm going to jump to this next part. And I'm not going to make this like a really super long deep dive or anything like that. But Will, you could chime in here in a second, but I want to put emphasis on this for just a brief moment. So whether you guys know about Jasmy or not, I've been pounding it home over and over and over again. Guys, I really think there's a Quant connection when it comes to Jasmy, and that, they're going to need something for interoperability for not just for Jasmy, but for Japanese yen denominated stablecoins. Why is that so important? So important because once you have pairings, right? You guys have seen this. So for instance, your XRP paired with Tether, your XRP paired with Circle, you have to have pairings to be enablers of, the volume, create that volume. You have to have fiat that will pay for some of this stuff. So now on this example, this is not a Jasmy segment, but we can inject this as well. This is cool stuff. You see on the bottom right in the middle, that you do have the Bank of Japan. Look what it points to. The yen. So we have talked about this for probably a good, 6 months or more. about Japanese yen denominated stablecoins, interoperability, the Quant connection, and so on. This is a Quant example that you're seeing here. This is actually really, really big. Quant Papa was trying to give me quant research. He didn't realize he also is helping in regards to the Jasmy part of things, which is awesome. But it is about cross-currency DLT, distributed ledger technology layer for the settlement in central bank money and how it makes sense. You're now getting an idea that the bigger players, not just what's going on in Europe and so on, but even us, right? Look what's pointed here. Federal Reserve points right to the dollar, DLT settlement platform. Now, do I have a little bit more in regards to this other than just what you see on the screen? And the answer is yes, I do. So I'm going to blow this up as well. Let's take you to the top part of this. And you will see here that this is now not something of the past. This is right here in this month, October 2023. And I wish I would make this a little bit bigger. That's the biggest it can go. You have Commerce Bank talks about October 2023. The exploration of a wrapped CBDC, as in, or not wrapped, that's the wrapped Bitcoin, wholesale CBDC. I apologize. Once you guys see this terminology, if it says RCBDC, that means retail CBDC. If it says WCBDC, that's wholesale CBDC. Back to some of the things that Will was even talking about earlier, real-time gross settlements, limitations of a trigger solution. We provide interoperability across currency regimes, unlike existing RTGS. So even if BRICS is going to be a threat, you've seen confirmation that they have this thing that they'll work with other particular currency regimes. I know that sounds crazy, but getting into this a little bit more, practical implications, for example, the Treasury, it's got this thing real quick. I'll just read part of this, not all of it. We need to avoid fragmentation of liquidity and allow for a netting effect in the structure of the infrastructure of an environment where we expect multiple blockchain platforms to emerge from various business needs. Will's always talking about Ripple's XRP, on-demand liquidity, business needs. How about countries' needs? How about the United States' needs of all this debt that we're in? Not just 33 trillion that we showed you earlier. But being in debt to the world, what was it, Will? 104 trillion worldwide, something like that?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just absolutely nuts. So it's not just business needs at this point, it's countries' needs. People don't, some people are new to this. They think, like, this is crazy. How can you take on the debt of a nation? How can you take on the debt of the world? If you've studied more Ripple's on-demand liquidity, I know it's called Ripple payments. I still call it on-demand liquidity. I'm old school like that, right? But it's just that, I'm a bank. I have to have Nostro Vostro accounts on hand. Okay. Well, I have to hold so much liquidity. I'm using this as an example, right? And so I have so many Nostro accounts. Well, what happens when I run out of that liquidity? Well, then I have a problem. I'm going to end up going to what? The U.S. government and say, hey, bail me out. But here's the key thing, guys. In the past, can you imagine if Ripple's XRP had full implementation, all these partnerships, all this good stuff that we see now? And basically speaking, it's like, yeah, they, instead of, these banks going to the government for these bailouts, Ripple's on-demand liquidity takes on that debt and replenishes it, refills it with more of that ODL, if you will. And so that's some of the examples we want to give. This bottom part real quick, we actually jump into the next time, or the next thing. Increase a direct participation, demanding 24/7 real-time reality reality will require more liquidity. Again, back to what I just was talking about, as netting effect. I know this is kind of hard for you guys to see. I apologize. Will decrease as fragmentation will increase with more direct participation. Now, speaking of which, all right, and I want Will to chime in here in just a moment, and that is Bank of England real-time gross settlements. And we'll even give you the whole dollar example here in a bit. Some people say, I'm new to this. I don't understand how this is going to work. They talk about this big money. How is it going to work? Here's an example. How synchronization could work. Synchronization operator collects instructions from the parties involved in this transaction. I know this is technical, but hear me out. So, synchronization operator, we're just going to call it an SO. They have these instructions. where they send necessary funds to complete a transaction in real-time gross settlements. Remember that? To the asset on the ledger. In this case, how about this? XRP, the XRPL, or what about some of these other ones, right? Yeah, like Stellar, for instance, right? Once all the necessary conditions are met, RTGS to release funds, and then the asset ledger to record a change in ownership. Remember, taking on the debt, not just of businesses, taking on the debt of nations. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hope people get this. How about you, Will? Operator confirms transactions completed all parties. This is a perfect example of how not just a business takes on that debt with real-time gross settlements, but how it's transferred for even the countries.
Yeah. Yeah, my mind had drifted over to tokenization, as I'm always thinking about XRP. So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But I mean, sometimes people want example. I know for some people, it's like I don't get that, But honestly, it's like there's one thing where we can talk about, like, well, what if there's a scenario? It's not that, it just sounds cool. Like, hey, man, if this happens, XRP to the moon and so on. But it's like you get some examples here. I mean, this is technically a quant segment and so on. Maybe Quant Pop is like, Max, this is not an XRP example, but in a way it is, because it gives you a breakdown,
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
And QNT does tokenization, right?
Yeah, oh man, they are the tokenization of tokenization, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Can I screen share something real quick?
Absolutely. Let me stop this one, and then you can go ahead and kick it in.
All right. I'm hitting the entire screen. Include the audio. It's not letting me. How do I'm hitting share. Start over.
Yeah, it's not showing up. Like, there's no prompt for it. And knowing that you're an admin, so it should be all automatic. You just want to do present, share, tab.
Yeah, present, share. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, it's working now. You guys see that?
Yeah, and now you have control. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, let me show you here. Silver, 43.9 billion. Cryptocurrency, 244 billion. That's not an asset, but not the deficit. Let's skip that. We're going down to, like, if you tokenize these things, tokenized gold, 10.9 trillion. Stock market, 89.5 trillion. Tokenized the money supply, 35.2 trillion. There's the global debt, but I want to get down here and show you something. You see how big these are, right? You see these blocks representing the size.
Yes, I actually seen this a long time ago. I did a video about this actually, and then it shows XRP, I think, at the bottom.
Look at I'm not sure. Look at global real estate, 280.6 trillion. Look how big that is. But so global wealth, 360 trillion. People don't. I mean, but look at this one. The derivatives market, 558.5 trillion. Now look how big this is.
It's huge. Can you go to the right side? It actually, for some people that might not know what a derivative is, if you go up to just a little bit more, it tells what's
a derivative is a contract between two or more parties that derives its value from the performance of an underlying asset, index, or entity. So it represents money. It's like if you know what a call or a put is, there's other different types of derivatives, but it's a contract that represents shares or value. And for pennies, you basically, I guess, you buy the contract, but it has a termination date. So if it does to your expectations, you make a whole lot of money. So that's basically a derivative in a nutshell. But look at that, man.
I know, it's just like it's.
I mean,
it's the big chunk of the money of the world. Yeah.
I mean, that is really. So when they were passing, what was it, last month, they passed, okay, let me go over here and take this down. So they were talking about. So you see how important it is. That we didn't even hit insurance markets and all that stuff. When they passed the law recently that we can digitize, the derivatives. See,
Yeah,
it
wow.
was that it had to be on paper. The law said that because it was written in a time period, that was all they had. So now all this can be digitized. I mean, treasuries. Treasuries is the main thing, but that it includes derivatives. But the treasuries can be digitized,
Right.
and it's a matter of time because just imagine. A lot of us don't even know how to buy a treasury.
I would say no. I would agree with that. I don't think most people do.
Where do
I'll
you
be honest.
go? What do
I'll
you
be
do?
honest. I don't know how to purchase treasury. I mean, I could look into it, right? Like anybody, but I've never done that.
Now you can get an ETF and like get into an ETF that's backed by treasuries,
Right.
but it's just a little more complicated. But when it's tokenized, I mean, anybody can do it. It's going to open that market up to the average person, and all of this money is going to flow on all the rails between tokenizing property. We already talked about that, but I just got more tokens approved on some more land on that lofty.ai. And I mean, literally, I hit buy. So when you try to buy a piece of property, that's not how easy it is. But now it will be. The amount of money that Quant is gonna, that they're focusing on, and doesn't Hedera focus on that too? And Quant and XRP and XLM, they're all doing those four. I know are doing tokenization for sure.
Yeah.
We are talking boatloads of money.
Yeah.
Not just the SWIFT system, which has the what would you call it? What are those accounts called? The exit accounts and the entrance accounts, Nostro and
Nostro.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, there's of course people are going to say, well, then hey man, I'm here from the Chainlink community. I'll pound my chest and Chainlink all the way, confirmed. They're right. Direct partnership with Chainlink or with Swift, right? Chainlink, yeah, and I would agree it is the king of oracles and so on. But again, for some people are like, just focus on that. No, like I have some Chainlink, and I like Chainlink. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to just focus just only on Chainlink or only on Quant and so on. I want to share something with you guys, right? So I know we're kind of bouncing back and forth, and here in a moment we'll kick it back to the comments because we kind of needed to do that, right? But I want to share this with you guys. Will, maybe you've forgotten that he did this, and that's okay. But Will, you had chopped up a video from Lewis Jackson in regards to Ripple's XRP. You made like a little, it's called a 50-second clip. I think your community, our community, not just your community, we're a unified community, I guess you could say. I'm going to share it. Why not, right? You clipped it. Let's share it, right?
Okay.
So there's about a 12.5-minute video with Lewis Jackson, but, we thought there's a reason why you clipped it. Well, let's share that reason. So let me go ahead and play this. We just advise people, to whether you're on Will Fix's channel, watch it on live stream, or you're on Maximus Crypto, to smash the like. It does help to get the broadcast out.
How many we have on here?
People watching, total 133. Wow. 42 from Maximus Crypto, 86 from your side of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was my guitar playing. I did a short. I don't know if you saw it, but I did a short, and I was at the shop, and I thought I was playing a guitar I put together that I made.
Yeah, I did see some of your guitar playing skills. I think you have an old clip from like 8 years ago. You're like jamming out to some like Van Halen, and I think there was some other bands too. But anyway, Yeah, you cool with playing this right now? I
Yeah,
can play it
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
All right. All right, guys, let's check this out. You know, you may think Will's crazy with his $25,000 XRP overnight. Wow, Lewis Jackson, $100,000 XRP. Is this crazy? Or maybe some of these examples that Will shared with you, derivatives market. Just re-advise people. How big was that market again, Will? The derivatives?
Man, I don't remember. Trillions.
Like 500 trillion or something like that.
Yeah,
So
533.6 trillion or something like that.
So, guys, I understand like some of you guys are like, in order for Ripple to XRP to get to some of these prices, we have to be in the quadrillions. But when you start adding some of this stuff up and it becomes tokenized or just taking on the debt, you know, it's crazy stuff. I mean, we can agree to disagree. And I understand that, you know, at the end of the day, like there's no way we're convincing everybody. We're not trying to convince everybody. We're just sharing information. You choose to take it as you will. And one thing I do love about Will, he won't take any negative comments and then remain it, you know, take it as just, you know, keep it as a negative thing.
I'm not I'm not going to be defensive. Yeah.
Right. You take it to a positive thing. It's a very admirable of you. Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. We're going to go ahead and play this. I think it should play. Hold on. It doesn't give me an option, but let's try it. There we go. There we go.
We get the current market cap of XRP at $20 billion as of today, discounting all of the assets that are already on the ledger and all of the XRP that you and I hold. If all of the aforementioned asset managers tokenized their assets on the XRP ledger, which is $40 trillion, they would essentially bring the market cap up to $40 trillion, making the price of an XRP $785. That means just over 1,200 XRP make you a millionaire. But if XRP really is the pizza of everything, and all the money at some point flows through that pizza, that didn't make sense. You'd be looking at an XRP being somewhere in the region of $100,000, which when you look at these utility ators around on the internet, hundreds of thousands of dollars isn't a surprise, and at least now we understand where they're coming from with that prediction. We get the current market cap of XRP at $20 billion as of today, discounting all of the assets that are already on the ledger and all of the XRP that you and I hold. If all of the aforementioned asset managers tokenized their assets on the XRP ledger, which is $40 trillion, they would essentially bring the market cap up to $40 trillion, making the price of an XRP $785. That means just over 1,200 XRP make you a millionaire. But if XRP really is the pizza of everything, and all the money at some point flows through that pizza, that didn't make sense. You'd be looking at an XRP being somewhere in the region of $100,000, which when you look at these utility ators around on the internet, hundreds of thousands of dollars isn't a surprise, and at least now we understand where they're coming from with that prediction.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was
twice. Yeah.
So you pulled that. I said I didn't make a video out of that. I was going to make, which I still will, but I was going to make a small video about. I mean, people were getting upset. I put 25,000 on, but really I was talking about 10,000. But I knew 25,000 was possible, and then everybody's fudding out on it. You know, can't even get to $1. It's like, okay, well, you know, it's okay if you decide that, but I'm going to load up.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'd rather be
go to the freaking moon, man.
I'd rather be more wrong than you right or whatever, right? Yeah. What you're saying. It's like what Blackwood was talking about a few days ago. It's like, you know, I'd rather just, you know, even if a person just threw like $500 into it or 1,000 or whatever the case be.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we want to talk about FOMO. Oh my God. You want to talk about living with regret the rest of your life. That's where it's at for me. I'm already living with regret of what happened in, you know, 2010 for BTC. Should have definitely looked more into it. Where when my friend told me about BTC, hey man, you know, like we should buy this at $1,000. And I was like, yeah, I'll just wait a couple more years. Like, are you kidding? So I finally did, but didn't buy enough. Anyway, my own regrets, right?
Well, what is that? 10,000. What is that? $1 million?
Yeah.
$10,000 times 100.
Yeah.
Be $1 million.
Right.
$500. You know, man.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
If anybody puts 1,000 in and just waits, it might take 3, maybe 4 years. But you know, maybe not, because here's the thing: the time isn't when you start tokenizing stuff, and you're going to do that. You're probably not going to tokenize a little bit at a time. You're probably going to just hire a team of kids because it's not that hard to do, and you're just going to go. And how many companies there are, even if they all did a little bit. I just have this feeling that it's going to be so much, so fast, just out of nowhere. We're just going to be smoked. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think you're right about that. And the reason why I want to state that, for some people say, no, not like that's not going to happen. Guys, I'm just being honest. I already experienced that kind of happen. And guess how it happened? It didn't happen in regards to something with real solid utility in regards to XRP. It happened with my Shiba Inu, right? I know it sounds crazy. Oh, you're going to do a Shiba? No, it's not. But the point I'm trying to make is, I look at my portfolio and it's like, 14, 15,000, right? Because, I guess you could say it's looking at my SHIB. I may have other ones in it. Then another few days go by, 25,000. But then all of a sudden my portfolio explodes to like 93,000. And then later on in the day, it's like 103,000. And I'm like, how did this happen? Whoa. And what it was is that my Shiba Inu that I originally put 8K into was like 11x'd. And I was like, wow, I think I
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna time to take profits. I'm getting out. And then I got out and I got back in later, right? But the key thing is, this is not Shiba. This is not me saying you guys go out and buy a bunch of Shiba Inu. Yes, it's part of my top 10. It's number 10, right? But my key thing is, if it was able to do it with Shiba Inu, right? Your Pepsi, because we know that the Coca meme coins is Doge. So your Pepsi of meme coins or meme tokens, because it's not a coin, it's a token. There you go. If it was able to do that, what about ones with real utility? Your XRPs, your Quants, your Stellars, your HBARs, your XDCs, your I don't have Constellation DAG yet, but I imagine that's going to be a big thing too. But your Algos, anything tied to this big thing, even Polygon, that's not ISO 222, but it's also part of what, guys? Part of the quantum financial system. Look it up. So my main thing is, for some people, they don't believe it, right? Maybe because you just haven't had an example of a bull run in the past. I was fortunate enough to experience one bull run, one bull market and so on, but I'm that much more excited about this next one that's coming up. So Will, what do you think, man? I mean, we want to keep a good balance here. Do you think we should get in the comments, read some questions from both communities?
Yeah, man.
Okay, let's get into it. We want to respect and welcome you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know that, like Will, at some point, you and I got to maybe do some more rehearsal and something, but we're going to get it down. And
we'll get better at this.
I'm
sorry that I'm not good at this, guys, but
no, it's okay.
It's all cool.
I mean, I've been doing it for a year and a half. You've been hold on a second. You were last Thursday, last Tuesday. This is only your third. Yeah, this is only your third live, guys. Come on, right. Let's give Will a break, right? Like I can't expect you to have it all down in 3 shows, right? All right.
Well, it was kind of like I had some, so I made the whole Quant Algo deal. I'm like, it's kind of embarrassing, but you just got to be like, yeah, what the heck. But then I had people giving me negative because I titled the SEC drops the charges against XRP. My thought process on that is more people will search for XRP and find out that happened than will search for Brad Gardinghouse, and so I just wanted to keep it short because people, when you do a street sign, you do a sign or an advertisement, they tell you to make it where they can read it at a glance, where you're not reading, And that was my thought. But then, of course, there's a lot of people out there who want to make darn sure that you understand that they know it's not XRP. So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Well, it's like the conversation we had earlier. I mean, this is not the exact Lincoln quote, guys, but you could please some of the people some of the time. You could please most of the people, most of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. And it's just a reality of things. And then earlier, shout to this guy. I think you're the one that responded. And by the way, hello to Channing Harral. I'm glad to see that you joined went from the recorded and joined the live show. It means you appreciate the content, man. Guys, let's welcome Channing Harral. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your last name right. But I love the comment that he mentioned earlier, Will. Mm-hmm. And I put into the Quant video earlier I shared today. I said, guys, please, before you dismiss the thumbnail, because a lot of people do that. Like we were talking about, like they'll look at the thumbnail and they'll say, nope, that's not happening. Like 100K QNT, that's not ever going to happen. And then they're like, they just don't even want to watch the presented material. Your example earlier, you could give a person instructions on how to view the street sign. At the end of the day, you can't get everybody to follow those instructions. So that's the reference I'm trying to make. But anyway, yeah, let's read some comments real quick. We'll start off over on Will's side of things real quick, and then we'll jump over to our side of things. I think the last comment we read earlier was from Damien. So we'll get into another one, and let's see where we're at. So
Richie Rich, by the way, just he joined today.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a new member. Thank you, Richie. That's awesome. And then we did have a super sticker from Gerald. He sent us money. Isn't that something?
All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and recognize that. Let's give you I guess you could say a little heart. I won't be able to give you the heart, but I will be able. Oh, something just landed on my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that at least for you. So let's thank Gerald. Give me just a second.
If your name's Gray and you want it to be green, go ahead and join and sub. How would they do that from here?
What are you talking about?
How would they join? How from this? They're seeing. Oh no, they're not seeing the screen we're seeing. They would just have to. They would have to leave the page though, wouldn't they? Tap up on the right, or bring the page down and then tap on the bell.
I don't know.
And then scroll to and hit subscribe.
Well, nonetheless, Richie Rich, welcome, newest member. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you. I don't know if that's over on Will's or ours. In reality, it doesn't matter. We're like a unified channel anyway. I want to welcome ADHD, Big Z in the house, Jeff Pruden. Thank you for being here. Jack Thompson, appreciate you. I want to just get to the super chat for a second. And let's see where we're at. Sorry, guys, if it seems like we're skipping a lot of questions or something, please give us the benefit of the doubt. It's not every day we have shows this big. It's because of Will Fix, right? Anyway, up in the house. But yeah, let's get to the super chat. And I was trying to jump back to where I was earlier. Maybe it just doesn't show up. That's weird. It might have just happened. I guess we got a whole bunch of comments, which is good. Jack Thompson, welcome. Glad to have you. I just happened to come across this comment, so I'll read it quick. Corey B. Max, if Sorbonne can potentially grab 20%, I'm glad you recognize this, of Ethereum smart contracts, where would that put XLM price? I was literally thinking about this earlier. All right, so that's a great question, but that's why on the video today for Stellar XLM on Maximus Crypto, I put that it's not that Stellar is an Ethereum killer, but it's going to put a big dent, in my opinion, with this whole thing with Sorbonne. So we'll revisit this. Maybe I could use some tools to kind of give us an idea about that. And then again, guys, that's just off of Sorbonne. What about the whole thing of cross-border payments for retail, even some of that, other money that's going to be moved? All right, let's see here. Paul Smith, 3 to 5 years is still better than 20 to 30 years. Thank you for pointing that out. That's something I talk about a lot, Paul Smith. I appreciate you. We also have Icy Amphibian. Welcome back. He said, but Shibarium. Yeah, I know. But yeah, guys, Icy Amphibian, Jasmy, thank you so much for your research and helping me out yesterday. That was awesome. Just messaged me out of the blue, and yeah, that was great. All right, Gerald. Yeah, thank you so much for this $2 super sticker. Do you see any other ones that we might have missed? I don't think so.
That's the only ones I see.
All right, so we're gonna get to a few more questions, and yeah, let's get from the Will Fix side of things. So, Gary Dominguez says, everybody feeling good today? Yes. Thank you very much. Damien, I think, was the last one we read. So I did read that. Marty Powell, this is one from your channel. He says,
Sup,
to you,
Marty?
Will. Yeah, sup, man. He says, I'm telling you now, Will is on to something big. If you're selling anything to someone, you must give it a value for return on investment, and Ripple obviously aren't offering these institutions different deals. Your thoughts?
I don't believe they are. Yeah, I saw I found the clip and I posted the clip by itself on my channel of David Schwartz literally answering that question, because people were, when they heard about a private ledger, the natural thought, is, oh man, that they're going to have that, and that's where all the money's going to go, and that's going to be huge, and then we're going to be stuck with 50 cents, But so he asked him, is there a price difference between the private ledger and the public ledger? And he answered, no, there's not. He said, he basically said, if you do that, you have an arbitrage where you'd have people buying on one, selling on the other. And he's right. I mean, you would have, the institutions would do that. They'd be like, hey, let's snatch up all the 50 cents and sell it for $1,000, So it's one price. It's one XRP. It's one price, and everybody gets the same price. If they do make a deal, that's a contract deal, and then it can be an SEC problem, because it's a security. It's securing something, and whether it's promising a higher price or guaranteeing a lower price, I believe both constitute a security. So what I think is, you got 5,000 institutions, okay, let's say. So I believe they're collecting all the information. Well, how much money do you move on average? Yeah, okay, this is what you move. All right, and how often do you move that? Okay, so and they're collecting that, I believe, of everybody that they're doing business with. When they tally that, they know how much money they're going to move. Well, that's going to dictate the price, because that amount of money is going to be more than what they can do with the amount of coin at 50 cents. So it's not even going to work. They have to raise the price. They got to make the cart on the train bigger to be able to fit all the money in it. And then to keep liquidity, what liquidity is, we don't run out. If you run out, then you got a liquidity problem. So then they're going to have to make, if they say this is how big it needs to be, and that represents 10,000, they can do one of two things. They can make it worth 15,000, right? So they don't run out of coin. See what I'm trying to say? They don't want to run out, and they don't want the system running on max, right on edge of shutting down. So there's got to be plenty of room. That's why they have in reserve coin, because they can do one of two things. You either go up in price or you add coin. So they're probably going to split that difference, because they too own it. So they want it to go to the moon. So they're not going to just try to cheat everybody out and make the company work good without everybody making money. They're going to want to draw more money in by scaling that up as quickly as they can, in my opinion. So that's the way I see it.
Well, you're not the only one that sees it that way. David, you're just quoting. You're basically quoting David Schwartz. That's awesome.
Well, the thing is, the reason it's hard to move at 50 cents is, the only example I can give is if you had a bowl this big of M&Ms and you grabbed a big handful, you could tell something was moved. But if the bowl was 5 foot tall and 10 foot around and you grabbed a handful, you're not even going to notice. We got a huge bowl, So the movement that's going on now, it takes a whole lot of movement to make a few pennies. But that's on a retail level. This other level's billions and trillions of dollars that, it's going to be a massive amount of money just when one bank is moving. money. So we got one or two banks moving money right now. And so now the whole thing's over. All the cases done with prejudice. They can't come back on those charges. This thing's over. Now, I guess they could create new charges. I mean, we can always open up a door. You can always sue somebody, right? But I believe that's a signal. I mean, that was a gift to him, wasn't it? So,
oh yeah, definitely,
man, if everything's settled, it's on. It's on.
So in the words of Ahmed, shout to Ahmed, when moon. He always says that, when moon.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Who could say when? I don't even think XRP can, say when. I mean, Ripple, they probably have an idea of who's going to be signing up, but we're going to hear some news. I guarantee you in the next few weeks of banks signing up, because it's on, it's over. And we're not used to thinking that way. And when XRP didn't have things going on, it went to 361. That was just normal. Hey, everybody come on. So it was on its way up, and then this several years lag. Now here's what's cool. As much work as they had done several years ago for it to go to 361, they spent all this time doing even more deals. So now we got this gap of there's so much more progress, but nothing really moved, So in fact, it went backwards. Well, all those people that bought it are knowing that everything's over now. I believe a lot of retail is going to come back in. So, I mean,
yeah,
there's going to be a lot of people taking profit, but it's totally possible for this thing to hit $3 in just a few weeks, and maybe 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks. That's a possibility. So, it's hard to count on that, because that makes your gut hurt when it doesn't happen. And then you're like, it's at 48 cents again, so I get it. But the system's on and the problems are over. So,
well, people also need
1,700 contracts that can go now.
I think people also need to remind themselves, it's like, we're still in a bear market. We might be at the end of towards the end of the accumulation phase. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but yeah, it's like, it's not a real true bull market. Things can look bullish. There's difference, but there's a difference between being at a full-fledged, gung-ho bull market. Will, I like the analogy you made earlier. And I did watch your video about, I think you're using the candy or M&Ms, you take your hand, you dip in. I use one kind of similar to that one. I always mention, the Olympic size swimming pools, because, I'm thinking of like liquidity. I'm thinking of like liquid, like water, right? And so I'm looking at like from the point of, for one, we need to fill up these Olympic-sized swimming pools with a bunch of water. Right now you have the faucets that are just dripping out little droplets of what you see, and that price is like 47 cents basically. What happens when it's all gushing out, like as you would say, full geyser, right, and whatnot, just it filling up those Olympic-sized swimming pools? You're not having a case where Will Fix is chilling out in the shallow end, and the water comes up to get your toes wet. Like, we need to be, in the deep end, right? We sunk to the bottom, or in my case, I float back to the top because I'm fat. What I mean? but my main thing is, it's like we have a deep end, and it just covered with all this. Well, if nobody's in the pool, they're both filled up. Back to what you were talking about, is anybody going to really notice like the lifeguard that comes with, let's for instance, like a shovel, right? Will comes with a little shovel, and he takes some off the top. No one's going to notice that. What about the lifeguard that comes with, I don't know, like the equivalent size of like a bathtub, scooping it up? Are you still going to notice that? Not really, right? From the naked eye, you're not going to you're not going to realize that. So I think Will's analogy is spot on, like with the candy, or me with,
I like M&Ms. Yeah,
there you go, right? And it's
my aversion to water is I'm fat too, so I fill up the tub and then turn on the water.
There you go. But the thing is, no one's going to notice it. The market's not going to notice it. But you know what? If that lifeguard at the swimming pool, right, you know, if he was to, you know, basically turn on that drain and it was like, you know what, we're going to drain out 25% of pool. Yeah, you're definitely going to notice that, you know? So that is a good analogy. And I like what you shared in that regard. I'm going to read this real quick. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I said, thank you, sir.
Oh, no problem. James Brazio, he says, no rehearsal, just keep doing it and you'll get better, which is true. Keep dropping.
Thank you, man. Thank you, James. I need all the support I can. Y'all realize, I mean, 3 weeks ago, I never even thought about having a YouTube channel. When me and Max reunited after 20-year not seeing each other, and I'm watching his channel, not even knowing it's him. And I'm see DPG Maximus. I'm like, there is no way. I'm like, what? You know, and so it turned out to be him. Well, when he had a channel, you know, I was like, I had this little thing. I was like, I wonder if he'll ever let me on the channel, you know, that'd be kind of cool, you know, to say, but you know, so I talked to him about that idea and he was like, yeah, maybe one day I'll have you on the channel. So what I did was I just recorded that idea, no rehearsal, no nothing. I just wanted to get the idea out there. And then I wanted to hear it. Then I was going to refine it, but I thought I'd send that rough thing to Max. So I've uploaded it on my family YouTube channel where I have Thanksgiving and stuff. Now I've hid most of that stuff because people are watching all my Thanksgiving videos and, you know, my family stuff. And Toa Satan for Father's Day, you know, that Toa Satan sucker for Father's Day. They said, what do you want? I said, I want all you kids to do Toa Satan challenge. That was pretty awesome. Anyway, you know, it's like how many million Schofields. Anyway, so
wow. Okay.
So where was that? Sorry, squirrel, rabbit. You know.
No, it's fine.
So I uploaded that video on my family channel. The next day, Max is like, "Man, you got like 6,000 views." I was like, "What?" I was monetized in a week, and now that video, I don't know how many it has.
I think you're monetized in 2 days.
Yeah. But, well, I didn't fill out the paperwork, but I had all the things done.
Yeah, you got monetized in 2 days, man. Even if you didn't fill out the paperwork, you still get credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Will Fix was monetized in 2 days. That just doesn't happen quite often.
No, I mean, it was, and Max looked up the most popular video, the most seen crypto video, and it was 48,000. Am I right?
Well, as far as like XRP, yeah. There's
and I got 42,000 or more right now, and his is 9 months old. I was like, my God, man.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
I'm glad everybody loves me.
So the reason why I'm showing this, guys, sorry, let me cut you off. You guys can keep in mind, there's a little bit of a delay, so sorry about that. I'm not intentionally trying to cut him off. I got the nickname among some of the guys of Max the Interrupter, but that's okay. I could take it. This is Molly Shannon from the late 90s, early 2000s. She always come on Saturday Night Live. She'd be like, superstar. That's what you are now, man. You're a superstar. So
before I met Will, I was depressed about XRP. Get to know me.
Right.
Y'all know what that reference is, right? This is an old SNL skit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Check that one out. All right.
Yeah. It's old SNL. And it wasn't that good of a particular skit.
Oh, okay. But that's why I didn't see it. I'm sorry. We'll read this real quick and then we'll get to a few more of you guys' questions. And of course, we still got some more unless
found my purpose after I lost.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Awesome.
That is awesome, Joseph.
Awesome.
Thanks for sharing that, man. God bless you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Man, praise God. Hey, I am not ashamed of Jesus, man. I got born again and it flipped me out. And I just love the whole thing, man. God is tremendous. The Lord, what he's done for us is fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and for me, it's, you know, not that we're trying to convert atheists into believers, or just is how we believe. As you guys know, Will and I were both, we consider ourselves Christians. I mean, we're both sinners, right? We're not saying we're goody two shoes or anything. But my thing is, it's like we talk about this generational wealth. To be honest, I can have millions, who knows, maybe even become a billionaire or something like that, something crazy. But I will still say it. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. I'm not afraid to say it. Without God, I am absolutely nothing. You know, as the saying goes, like you can. What is it to gain the whole world if you lose your soul? For crying out loud,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
And I think that when you experience being born again, it's an experience. It's not just mental assent to the idea. There is a transformation on your inside. I was overwhelmed. And so I just tell people, I'm saying, my experience isn't subject to argument. I mean, it's just not, you know.
Right.
And when I didn't, before I had that experience, all that was an argument. But I tell you what really spoke to me is people could talk about, I don't know, Muhammad. They could talk about Buddha. They could talk about anything, and just deadness, right? I never felt anything. Just, you just kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's intellectual. Wow, some of that sounds cool. But when people would talk about Jesus, there would be something in my gut that would just pow, 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 pow. It's just different. There's life in that name. But anyway, yeah, we're not a religious show.
May seem like it sometimes, but it's just we're also people too. We're just trying to share our perspective.
Yeah, I'm not going to be ashamed of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I want to read a few more comments from you guys, and then we're going to get back into a little bit what we have. Also want to respect Will's time. I mean, he's technically been here for an hour and 36 minutes. When we say things like this, where you say no rehearsal, there's just little things that it needs to be done. Like, for instance, like I can't look like a deer in a headlight because we're on the live show and it realizes live, and stuff like that. It's just like, but we're gonna get that stuff down. Anyway, I have it down, but again, this is Will's only third show.
Man,
so
I don't think they really give a flip. It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
It's like the other day when you read something wrong.
Oh yeah, I have. I may have a. Yeah. Anyway, what it said was may have a tag IDK, and I of course suffer from sleep apnea, and then combined with 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and it was just like I redid a WrestleMania show. Like Will said, Max, I don't understand how the heck you were able to do 3 or 4 hour shows. And what he doesn't realize, and I share this with him, is it helps me because I could chop up the content and then you keep the whole thing flowing. But anyway, so when I saw that on the screen, I was like, may have a what? Like, and then I was like, it came out anyway. Yeah, that's gonna happen. All right, let's read a legitimate. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you'll hang on just a second.
May have a, you know what? You don't know?
Let me see.
You want to know something else? Will, Mike
Yes,
Cornwell tries to get me in trouble with that quite a bit. Like he'll I'm a trick max. I'm gonna do a super chat. And so he'll because I read it and then have it happening. Patrick Collier, shout out to Patrick. He does that sometimes too. It's kind of like fool me once, shame on me. You're not going to fool me twice. Shame on you. No, not really. All right, let's read this real quick from Will. Go ahead. Oh, no. Well, we can just share it if you want to share it. What is that?
Hold on.
It's blurring you out. It can't because you got the blur on from your background.
Okay, so I got to get it right in the center.
But what is it? Me saying that? I may have a what? Okay. It ain't gonna show it. It blurs it out. Yeah. Dick. That's pretty hysterical. That's the point for real.
But he really did.
I would hope so. He has kids, and that's how it works, right?
Oh man.
You're gonna get his wife to come verify it. She's like, that is like, she even showed up later. She's like, well, it's kind of like true. He does or something. I don't know. Shout out to April, aka hey, good to see you, April. Anyway, all right, we'll read a few. I guess back to crypto, right. Frank Perez. A lot of rumors say that banks do not want XRP to be sold in retail and will try to use XRP software with a different coin. Wouldn't that mean the price would be suppressed? Your thoughts on that? That's a good question.
A lot of rumors say banks
Sorry, I'll leave
do
it there.
not want XRP to be sold in retail. And will they try to use the XRP software with a different coin? No, I don't think so, because, well, it's moving in 3 seconds. And the cost is so cheap. I mean, they're literally loading it on one end, it's offloading on the other end. I imagine that the systems will end up being automated where it doesn't take a person to receive it. It's literally just going to be bam. And then they'll probably convert it to cash instantly. So they're not probably going to, they might hold some, I suppose, but people aren't going to want XRP. They're going to want dollars, the average person, or whatever the currency may be on the other end.
Until they find out that the
here's
dollar
another
crashes,
thought.
right?
Yeah. Here's a thought that occurred to me, and I was like, oh my God, that's really cool. What are they talking to 50 countries about CBDCs? Is that right?
I think more than 50 countries. I mean, how about this one? Go ahead though.
Okay.
I don't want to cut you off.
So when they do that, they're still going to call it by their country's currency name. They're not going to give up culture, I don't think. So they're not going to call it XRP, but there will be a conversion rate. This is the purpose of the private ledger, by the way, but once a country says XRP, handle our CBDC, all of the commerce in that entire country becomes the movement of XRP. Here's the cool thing about that. When it goes from one end to the other, it's still inside the XRP system. That money will never leave unless it goes to outside of the system, like through cross-border transaction or something. But everything in the country, in other words, you're going to get a paycheck and it's going to be, the $1,000 that you made, but it's going to be backed up by however many XRP that takes. Then you're going to go to the store and spend $1 and, which one is it? MasterCard, zipping through. The CBDC itself is backed by XRP. It's all XRP at that point. So it never offloads out of the system. That's a stability factor that's just through the wazoo. If you think about it, all of the money is then XRP. Dang. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? So the cross-border transfers, I was always seeing people thinking the bank's going to buy a ton. Well, they may for their balance sheet, but they're really going to convert, send, and then it's going to pop off on the other end. It's while it's in that system. Think about this. It's while it's in that system that other money's in that system, that other money's in that system, that other money's in that system, and all these banks, and the flow is massive. So that's going to bring a certain amount, that's going to raise the price. There's going to have to be a big enough price to maintain that. The price, they're not going to let, I don't think, just bounce. The price is going to be bigger than the amount of money is going to be needed so that it's liquid. So that's what I think.
That's a great example. When you were explaining that, I was also reading another comment about how I should look down my shirt and spell the word attic. And I kind of did that. And then that's what struck me funny. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So people are having a good time, obviously. This is back to what Will was talking about. So Will was talking about, for instance, 50 different countries, right? And then there's this report from earlier this week on Monday, Ripple in talks with over a dozen governments for CBDC development. And it's not just that. It don't just end there. But we are now going to show you a little bit more in regards to some of this stuff. So
I thought it was 50.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is one from earlier this week. So I mean, that was the news at the time.
That one, that's probably more correct. So, you listen to some of these other channels, and I shouldn't repeat all that. Well, I should probably I need to research everything I say.
Do you mean you're not human?
No.
Not perfect?
No, I'm not. Because, the other day it said, I did a robot test and failed it. I was like, I'm a robot.
Right. That's okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't know. I mean, we've gone about an hour and 44 minutes. I want to respect your time. Do you happen to have a little bit more? Like, for instance, you shared. I had to watch your video, but what did you think? And I was trying to see what some of you, the guys in the comments and so on. I mean, we've been talking about this whole thing of QNT, and some people have given it, I guess you could say criticism, saying, "Oh, it's a ERC20 token." Some people state that, like Mr. Banfield and so on. Nothing against him, right? But some people look at it, it's just another ERC20 token. But then you find out, like that demo, right? Yeah, I guess it really is blockchain agnostic, and with Overledger, you just quickly switch to the XRPL. And how long did it take? It was instant, pretty much instant, just a point of a click, right?
Now I did read that they can work on just about any network. They don't have to be on an ERC20 token. Yeah.
Yeah, if the Ethereum mainnet, this was asked, what happens if the Ethereum mainnet goes down and you hold QNT? Okay. Again, in the demo, you could switch just to XRPL, you could switch to XDC, you could switch to Stellar, but they show the XRPL, they highlighted that. That's game changer stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that helps with the fear of, I need to sell my, QNT because of Ethereum gate, ETH gate. Around here, there's an East Gate mall, so I don't say ETH gate because then it sounds like I have a lisp.
Are you cool if we just share that real quick? I think it's like a couple minutes of that. Yeah, let's share that for you guys just in case you missed it. It is a demo. I had to pull it off of Facebook, but just to kind of catch you guys up on this real quick, we're going to share this with you. I did chop this up and send it to Will for you can share it on his channel. But instead of talking about it, let's just finally give it to you, right? Quant's Overledger demo, switching to the XRPL. So is it really just another ERC20 token? Take a look at it for yourself. Talk about being blockchain agnostic. There's a reason for that. Look at this.
Quant's demo application showcases Overledger's API and provides an example of how to build an application with the client side and server side using Overledger 2.0. Overledger 2.0 uses OAuth 2 to authenticate API requests. This token will be used in the authorization header of your API calls to Overledger. The demo application showcases the single transaction and linked transaction features, as well as enabling the creation of subscriptions, which receive status updates about transactions submitted to a DLT via a callback URL. For single transactions, first select a DLT, enter an origin ID, a destination ID, and a destination amount. Once done, click Create. The demo app will show an API output screen to demonstrate the steps that takes place each time an API call is made to Overledger. The API output screen has been slowed down for viewing. Accepting the DLT transaction fee will initiate the signing of the transaction and then execute the transaction through Overledger. The details of the transaction can then be viewed and subscribed to receive status updates to the callback URL. Subscribing to the transaction, Overledger will return a subscription ID, where clicking on transaction details will call the MDAP transaction API to retrieve status updates from Overledger, and clicking on full details will search the DLT for the transaction information. For linked transactions, select the DLT that the initial transaction will be on, and which DLT will have the audit of the transaction. The initial transaction will follow the same flow as the single transaction, and once it has been executed and subscribed to, transaction updates will appear in the subscriptions page. Once the transaction is successful, an audit button will appear on the subscriptions page that will initiate the audit transaction creation flow. On the subscription page, we can also unsubscribe from receiving updates if we wish.
So there you go. I mean, it's not a bunch of BS. Some people thought it was. It's not. I mean, sometimes you just need to show some proof, right?
Sure enough.
Okay. All right. Let's just let's recognize, I guess you could say, a few more comments. We're going to also respect your time. And
Yeah, thanks for that question, Frank Perez. That's awesome.
where was oh yeah, from earlier. All right, so going further into a few more comments. Let's see here. Let's get into Calvin. Welcome, Calvin. The health of crypto is improving with the T6 glider. Always appreciate you, Mr. Calvin. Jack Thompson, Shiba Swap is rated top security in all of DeFi in crypto world. Check it out. All right, let's see here. Cool Cat Crypto. SHIB doesn't even work. They couldn't use it if they wanted to. Joseph Rekka Baron. That is what it's going to be. Don't care what anyone thinks. My vibrations were completely in tune. Yeah, no problem, man. GS SHIB to 1K. Trust me, bro. Zach Claybro, Austin Hilton. I never heard him say that personally, but I've seen plenty of guys say $1, which I don't think it's ever going to go to $1 personally. When I first came into altcoins, I was just like, I came from Dogecoin and I was like, oh my gosh, turn 300 into 22K. How can I do this again? And then it's just like, there's this thing called Shiba Inu, and then they call it the Doge Killer. In reality, the Doge Killer is a leash token, but that's a different story. And so I said to myself, wow, man, if I buy 1 billion Shiba Inu tokens, I mean, who hasn't thought this? But this is what I did. And I was just like, well, if it goes to a penny, I'm worth $10 million. If it goes to a penny, will it ever go to a penny? I think that it could go to 0.0001, which is 3 zeros. Legrand Commission has pointed out that it might go to like 2 zeros. Hey, I'm more than pleased with this. But a penny, I don't know. Bless you, sir. I don't know if we ever get to the point where it gets to even just a penny. So this whole notion of $1, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to flood people's bags, but I flooded my own if that's the case. I mean, I still have a lot of SHIB, so I got back into SHIB, and I'm holding it for this next bull market. But
it doesn't sound like you're saying SHIB. I keep hearing something.
SHIB, but the buh,
okay,
not the tuh. Yeah. Anyway, you just can't get around that 500 trillion. Yeah, I mean, and they talk about burns. Burn it already, right? I'm with you, Boomer. Yeah. All right, let's check out some other questions. Any comments you guys have? Yeah, I see. I'll do a proper one. I was kind of giving you guys a little tip of the iceberg with that. I'll do a proper video. Maybe I do it tomorrow. I mean, we're going on almost 2 hours. I do want to respect Will's time and so on. Let's read this real quick. The one and only, is Jasmy lockup still a go in the new year? Yes, they have confirmed that. And it's also a go in the new year in regards to Jasmy Chain, that layer 2 scaling solution. Come on, guys. Scalability. So they're going with optimism, right? And that's a roll up of Ethereum. They're also going with Polkadot as far as their Web3 cloud solution. So Jasmy's sticking to the white paper, the roadmap. I don't care what the flooders say. They can say whatever the heck they want. I'd rather go by, hey, you know what? Is this team doing things? Are they making the connections? Are they expanding? Are they staying true to their white paper? All that stuff. Yup. Okay, they're crossing their T's. They're dotting their I's. So yeah, and they're addressing it. Do they do a great job as far as their PR department? Hart could probably do a lot better job with that. I would agree. He needs some help. He definitely needs some help. But again, back to the whole thing of Steve Jobs, what he was talking about, and that is the Japanese specialize in their products, but they suck at marketing. Steve Jobs hit the nail on the head on that one. All right, let's go further down. Cool Cat Crypto. I'm going to create a blockchain on Cosmos. That'd be awesome. I mean, my exit plan eventually, other than creating a video game and so on, is my thing is, in the future, when we have games that talk to blockchain or DLT, obviously, what I'm talking about in regards to Quant, but I really believe that Hedera at some point in the future will be the answer to a true anti-cheat solution. I know, guys, I'm talking like many years out, but that would be amazing. They finally put an end to online hackers, if you will. And for some of you guys who don't know it, in South Korea, it's an actual felony if you're caught cheating. I wish that was a thing here in the United States, right? Remember, Will, back in the old hackers?
Yeah.
Forget that, right? Yeah.
Hey, Cool Cat, I noticed you said that you have all yours on KuCoin. My KuCoin account, I didn't have access. Well, I had access, but now they don't allow me to purchase or trade.
Yeah, they don't.
Did that lock your stuff up, or are you still able to hold it there and move it from there and stuff? I guess
I can answer that to you for you. I have KuCoin as well.
Yeah.
So you can still move stuff around. You just can't,
Okay.
unless you use like a VPN or something like that. You can't really buy anything. You can still receive from it. Like for instance, like you're like, hey Max, I'm gonna send you some XRP. Thank you, Will. Okay, I already have plenty of XRP. But and you got sent to KuCoin. You can still send me stuff. It doesn't block anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but
well, that's how I got my first XRP was on KuCoin.
Yeah. No,
my son sent me an article. Are you on here, Josh? Joshua Fix.
Is he in the comments?
Ripple is unstoppable. Let me see. He's sending me an article. Ripple's unstoppable. France's central bank eyes XRP for digital euro. Oh, that's what we were. Did we mention that? No, I
Sorry, I got sidelined with this because I was thinking about, because I mean, we have a show, you and I, on Thursdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hold on a second. I had to read this. Thank you for that report, Calvin. I'll have to watch the replay. I did want to watch that game, actually, because the Diamondbacks were down 2-0. So that's awesome. 2-1 now. Heck yeah. All right.
Is the Jasmy lockup still a go in the new year?
Yes. Yeah, okay. But it's not going to be all locked up at once. Some people are like, it's going to be all locked up at once. It's not going to do that.
Cool Cat's going to create a blockchain for Cosmos.
Yeah, he's a big proponent of Cosmos. I like Cosmos too. Hey,
you know what?
Yeah.
When I just read, this might be a bad idea, but you know how you can purchase and name stars, planets? You can.
I guess so. I didn't know that.
You can purchase a star and you can name it because they don't have names for them all. You could tokenize those and then sell them. And you could name them some cool names, like whatever's catchy for whatever, the XRP star, the blah, 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 and then resell them. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, what an idea.
How would somebody own a star though?
Well, it's you don't really own it, but they're trying to name them, I think. And so it's a way for them to raise money.
Ponzi scheme of stars.
Yeah. Well, how could you get there? I mean, you wouldn't even get there. So,
well, you wouldn't want to get there. You're going to fry.
Well, you get close to it and that's mine. And I don't know what you do with it.
I know, man.
Hey, Salamander sent some money.
Woo! All right, let's take a look at it.
Awesome.
All right,
man.
Let me go ahead and hit the heart. And we scroll down
Next
to
time
that.
I see a salamander, I will not make it lose its tail.
Right. The one and only Visa's testing Solana, he says. All right, going further down. Homebro 4206. Welcome. We are going to be rich, mate. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry we don't get into every comment tonight. It's just I guess you could say if it's me, not much attendance, so I could kind of get into it. But we have, for instance, Mr. Superstar.
There's my son. Everybody say hi to him.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Joshua Fix, man.
He's the one that called me. He had the news first on the settlement.
I'm still going down. I'm still going up to it.
Charges against Brad and
good. That's good.
And the other dude, I forget his name. Larry? Is it Larry?
Oh, you're talking about
Brad Gardinghouse and
Chris Larson.
Chris Larson, yes.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Hi all, did Will Fix flip the switch? I love this avatar. Binary links you need to get with Ahmed. You two may very well have the two greatest avatars in all of crypto. Anyway.
See if you can make that face, Max.
I did yesterday. He came on, and I was just like, yo, man, you want to take a hit off this Will Fix hopium? Huh? I'll show you how to get
That's
some
right.
on-demand liquidity.
Yeah. Inhale and hold. Yep.
All right. We're gonna get to it. All right, so here we go. Let's read this from XRP at XLM laughter for every 3p XRP jumps 100. Okay. Well, welcome. All right, Salman XDC Commander, thank you so much for the super chat. It was at 8:08. You didn't have to wait too long. 4 past. All right, this is towards you. Will, do you think the SEC will appeal XRP?
They can't. They use the term with prejudice, and that's a legal term. If you look up with prejudice, let me just read the definition. It's real simple, but let's see, legal term with prejudice. With prejudice means the decision is final. See, the term without prejudice means it's not final and subject to a future inquiry. But when you dismiss with prejudice, it is over. That cannot be brought back up. They cannot. And that's to indicate, that's to, and I had said before, it's not that I'm right. It's that I understand the language of judges. I don't care if I'm right. It's okay if I'm wrong. But in this matter, being in the bail bond business and then going to court because I'm bringing fugitives in or getting people out or getting extensions or whatever it is I'm doing, I learned the language of the courts because as a sole proprietor, I can represent myself, so I didn't have to hire an attorney. So, I'm in 27 counties in Tennessee, and you can save a lot of money being your own attorney. So I just started learning it, and so hanging around them, whenever the judge said, I suggest that you guys settle, what the judge was saying was, I already know what I'm going to do, and SEC, you're not going to win. Now, the SEC dropping the charges was amazing. I figured they would ask for a settlement, because here's how that would work. You set a precedence, and let's say, because Ripple wasn't going to settle, so they sent strong signals. So that probably forced the SEC to just drop it, because had they lost the next court case that comes up against a crypto coin, they would say, screw that, we ain't going to settle. Let's go to court, we'll win. See how that works? But had they settled, then they would get more settlement, because people would be like, well, you got to settle because, we don't know what's going to happen, under the same circumstance. So that was a freaking signal, flying a flag going, dude, y'all are going to lose. I think the SEC just decided to surrender. Because, they've been over, they said, not only are we dropping them, we're not going to ever bring it up again. So we legally say with prejudice. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right.
So
it's like,
it's over, dudes. It is so freaking over. Isn't that awesome? I get excited. I truly get happy. I was so happy today. I was like, yeah.
As happy as your first video where YouTube took that wonderful, perfectly timed photo of this guy. It's like, happy as that? No, I'm busting your chops. I love that picture.
Yeah, and then my hair kind of looked like horns, because I just got this little.
I never thought about that. Not really. I guess, anyway. All right, you were asking about your son
here at one time.
Oh, you're asking about your son? Here he is. Joshua Fix, man. Good to see you.
And he's awesome.
Yes.
You've gamed with him, bro, way back.
Yeah, when I think he was 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
if I had to guess, I think he was 11 at the time.
Dude, I had 3 computers, and my daughter and him and I, we would start a server every once in a while, and yeah, we'd game.
I'm going to take a guess on his age. Don't say it real quick. So if he was 11 at that time, and we're fast forwarding 21 years ago, 21 years ago. Yeah. So basically, it was 20 years to be 31. He's about 32, 33, something like that.
Man, I don't even know how old I am. So.
You don't even know how old your son is? What the heck? No, okay. All right. I imagine he's about 32 or 33. I see some pictures. He's a handsome young man, right? Anyway.
I've tried to keep up with it, but it changes like every year.
That's all right.
Bumps.
All right, let's see here. Come on, guys, get serious. Oh no.
That's right, XR Pat.
He's joking.
XLM,
he's joking. It's all right.
Laughter. Yeah.
All right, Gerald, off to bed. Good night.
I can't make that face.
Well, thank you. What, the monkey?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Cool Cat Crypto. Oh my God, look at BSV. All right, let's take a look at BSV. That's a good thing. Tomorrow, it might be tomorrow. I do the deep dive about BSV, or it might. All right, hold on a second, guys. We do have some news. Let's jump into it. We have some news. The market is starting to go green. We did tick up another 3, so we're now at 1.10 trillion. We're no longer in fear. We're now at neutral. And yeah, let me come back into the screen. Sorry about that. So, all right. So let's see what's going on with some of this. So BTC, some of you guys, you may think I make up stuff about it. So BTC and Ethereum are both doing a little bit. It doesn't sound super significant, but they're doing something. XRP is up, of course, 8%. That definitely helps because they're in the top 5. If XRP keeps pumping, they may dethrone BNB again. I mean, we're at 28 billion. BNB is currently at 32 billion. So, I mean, legitimately, that could happen very well by tomorrow. It's possible because if it increased like 3 billion. But I want to, before I get into the BSV thing for you, Mr. Cool Cat, I want to state this. So, yeah, let's jump back for a second. Where the heck is that? CoinMarketCap. All right, so I've always stated to you guys, right? Let's put this to this test real quick. And when it comes to Jasmy, it runs a correlation with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, both of those are up, 3% and 2.5%. Let's just kind of check just real quick. We'll jump into the BSV part real quick. So Jasmy should roughly also represent it, but let's just see. Maybe I'm wrong. And on the day, yep, boom. See how that works? I'm being real. It always runs in correlation with those two. So again, I mean, I was thinking I wasn't going to be wrong about that. But anyway, that's just an example. All right. Let's jump back. Let's see what's really, really doing well today on the 1 hour chart. BSV for the 1 hour candle. Yeah, look at Cool Cat. Cool Cat's like, yeah, that's right. I'll tell you guys all about this BSV. You don't listen to me. You always talk about the XRP. What is wrong with you? No, okay. All right. So BSV, 15.5% on the 1 hour chart. And then on 24-hour chart, 16.72%. So it's I guess the top performer of the day. Way more than even XRP. See, Max, this is what I'm telling you, man. People are not paying attention to this. Maybe Cool Cat's right. So you know what? Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to have something for you guys in regards to that. We'll get more into that. But
yeah, this is fluctuation. This isn't where XRP is going. This is just
No. I'm talking about BSV.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
that's all right. Yeah, because he's a big proponent about BSV.
All right.
But it's all right. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
it's okay. Anyway, interrupter.
Yeah, Max the interrupter. I'm just silly. Anyway, you have anything else you want to share, or you want to wrap things up? I mean, I'm probably gonna wrap things up tonight too because I could do WrestleMania and everything. So.
Did you ask me a question?
Yes, I basically was talking about what are your thoughts basically? Should I just basically take a bunch of mayo and then just replace that instead of plaster? Because I mean, as it looks right now on the wall, and it's just I don't like how that mayonnaise sits on that drywall. And I thought to myself, why don't I just throw a bunch of lettuce on it? You know what I mean? And it's I could sprinkle some sesame seeds on it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, at least, hey, okay, we're on the same page. All right, okay.
All right.
Okay. Now, I was seeing if you had anything else you wanted to cover. I mean, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's all. So.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Okay.
All right, I feel like I did. I made number of mistakes, but I don't care about that.
DPG Slash and the gang is back together. Oh my gosh, Slash.
Hey man, Slash. Where's Slash? Ain't on here, is he?
Joshua posted that.
Yeah, Slash was cool, man.
He was cool until he wasn't.
That's really?
That's one thing you don't know about.
Yeah. That sucks.
But I'm sure maybe he's a cool guy now. Who knows? You know, I mean, he was a kid. Give him benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's read this from Elon Muff. BSV is heading towards 200 pesos. 100 pesos. I read that wrong. All right. Crypto paradox. My opinion, it might be good to hold at least 100,000 Jasmy in 2024, early 25. Sell Jasmy at $4. Nice. All right. Might want to look again. How long ago did you say this? 3 minutes ago? All right, we can look again. It went down a little bit, but yeah, you did pull that up. Terra Luna Classic comeback. I mean, it could. I'm going to hold it into the height of the next bull market. I mean, reality for me with my Luna Classic, even at a penny, I'm going to do well. 7 cents would do more than well.
I have a topic that we might need to cover one day. Because anyway, for multiple reasons, staking XRP. Because if you staked it now, we're not going to sell it. So if there was a good place to stake it for 10%, you just make money on the way.
But that's the whole thing. A good place to stake it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what we would have to try to find out.
And I do like this theory. Somebody shared, I don't know if it was one of you guys in the comments. I've seen this. Somebody brought up the whole thing of I'm not going to keep all my XRP in one basket, if you will. Like they're like, break it up across multiple wallets. And this is a good point because I mean, if you know somebody sees custody of our XRP and you have them all at one place, then you know you're sunk. You know what I mean? But yeah, it would have to be a platform that was very, very trusted. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, like that's a lot of people fear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Just you would be making, I saw a place that was 10%. I got a good chunk in there. It'd be nice to make 10%, and 10% is I suppose they pay you in XRP. So that's something I don't know. Or do they pay you in cash? So if they pay you in XRP,
no, they pay you in XRP. That's the whole point of staking.
Yeah. So if they're paying you in XRP, you're just gaining more. And 10% of your XRP, you see what 10% would become. I mean, because the XRP becomes worth more and more. I mean, that can turn into some cash.
Yeah, well, in this case, worth way more than cash by that point. I mean, if we have a collapse of the dollar, right?
Right. Yeah, because 10% of 50,000 XRP is 5,000 XRP, which is $2,500. But man, if XRP was $100,
I agree with I think it was Donald Trump that said this. So I mean, I'm not trying to make this political, but I'm pretty sure he said this. So he was addressing the whole thing about our dollar, losing that dominance and so on. He doesn't believe that's like a full crash, going to zero. I don't think it's going to go to zero either. But like he was talking about, like let's say it lost, like instead of the dollar being worth $1, it's like literally worth like 70 cents, like the equivalent of that. That's a big problem. So like, why would I want to cash out my XRP or my QNT or Stellar or any of this stuff for the dollar? I'd rather just, stake it and, earn interest off of it. It's going to be worth a heck of a lot more than the dollar. Hence why you're invested into silver, for instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Robert Kiyosaki was talking about, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He was saying, hey, stop investing into this paper dollar, buy more silver, because a few years ago it was worth 50 and now you can buy it for 35. It's literally a store of value, like a physical, precious metal store of value. And it's an absolute steal at this point, Anyway,
Yep.
I'll have to talk you guys' ears off about that. So you get talking about BSV up over 50% in 7 days. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Really, really awesome.
Wow.
You guys good with a $50 BSV? You want to pay more? That's a good point. All right. I just bought BSV. I joined the club. Cool cat. Let's go. Smart move. Thanks for tormenting me. All right.
Awesome.
Well, that's the last bit of comments for now. I'll double check over on Will Fix's side of things. The XRP at XOM laughter. Get your assets on assets. Sound like it's a get your on your cold wallets. Never trust exchanges or online wallets. Right? Yeah, of course. He also says once you reach your price, get some of that reward into physical gold. Past gold is a good safe bet too. And then Crypto Paradox, in his opinion, was it good to have at least 100,000 Jasmy by the end of 2024? Early 2025 sells Jasmy at $4. I mean, a lot of people are going to be so glad for it to just go to $1, right? But good point. Well, Will, if you don't have anything more to share, I think I'm going to share. I'm going to say what I was going to share today on the show.
I kind of do. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So some of the people are green and some are just black, and the black aren't members. But I mean, this is not a criticism, but this is just, I just wonder, why don't they join when the subs help us, because you get to different levels and they'll help the channel. If y'all could join, if you have an aversion to it, hey, I get it. But if you could do a solid, man, that would be a solid, wouldn't it, Max?
Oh yeah, but I mean, not everybody can do it. Yeah,
not that. But I mean,
I thought you had like a technical problem with it, like on StreamYard or something like that. But yeah, you could be like Jack Thompson, show up green. You could be like Elon Musk, and be not that. Anyway, you could be GS. You could be who else have we got up in here? I don't know. You could be like some of these people. Or you could be like Cool Cat Crypto and say, ski guys, I'm going ham. I'm going to buy more BSV and forget your membership, right? Absolutely. All right.
Well, you don't have to pay to be a member for it to be green, right?
Yes, you do.
Oh, you do. Okay,
yes.
Then I understand. And I thought if they subbed and was then that
they already
had they subscribed. That's what I thought.
No, there's some settings. Basically, it's like a person.
I'm sure everybody's like, well, sure, darn, God.
Yeah, geez, yeah. No, nice way to shill your channel, bro. No, it's all right, guys. Give Will the benefit of the doubt,
I didn't know. I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah. Now I understand why this Will Fix guy keeps coming on here. I understand the plan now. No, we understand. Let's read this from Julian Cato. Will Fix, you need to splash mayonnaise all over the ceiling and then wipe it across the floor with popcorn. I'm kidding. Anyway, will work for food. Will work for food. That's a good one. All right, on a serious note, Julian Cato says, Max said exactly what I was thinking. A good place. Well, thanks, Julian. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, Elon just gave 10
Maximus Crypto memberships. Thank you very, very much. All right. So, okay, Will, this is what I want to help you with. Okay, guys, I'm trying to help Will here. All right.
Help me.
So what's going to happen? Let's say it's the day I'm not on. So you click on this and you say, well, I don't see it on StreamYard. It won't show up on StreamYard. You got to check the gifted memberships.
Yeah.
You won't see it. So what you do then is you go check on the other tab, or, look at your other monitor, wherever you're using. And then you will see that random people have been gifted. So I'm going to start off with the first one.
You mean view it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even been doing that at all. So let me see. I hadn't looked at YouTube.
All right. Well,
that looks like a Christmas. Those chips almost look like Christmas.
Well, I'm trying to show you. So if you look at StreamYard, it's just going to say, hey, thanks, Elon Musk, for the 10 memberships,
Yeah.
right? But we need to address who got those memberships. So you have to look at YouTube. So I'm trying to help you out with that.
Yes.
So you go
Okay.
So you go to
Thank
YouTube. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. And then you see, for instance, well, we also have Salamander, thank you, Salamander, for becoming a member. That's separate. So we'll get into that real quick. Hold on. So, yes, let's get into this. Where is that? So, okay, first gifted membership is to Bobby Townsend, was gifted a membership by Elon Musk. Thank you. Congratulations to Bobby Townsend. And unlike the guy with the hairy back who's green, who will completely say that you're all a bunch of freeloaders for getting a gifted membership, we don't do that here. I think that's just absurd. So I just want to throw that out there.
Well, where are you saying I will see that?
You will see it on YouTube.
I mean, I'm on YouTube. So where?
You just connect to the channel, the live broadcast. You might want to hit the mute button so you don't hear yourself echo. All right, so the next person is going to be, let's see, it's Jack Thompson. I asked about, no answers, just tried. I'm sorry if I skipped something, Jack. I'm not trying to, skip you on purpose. Sorry if it seems like it. All right, so Bobby Townsend, congratulations. Larry Nelson. Okay. Okay, yeah, sorry. Larry Nelson, congratulations. We just lost Will. Where did you go?
I'm right here.
That's weird. You just kind of went left and came back. All right. So what else we got?
I was looking at YouTube and I still don't see where I'm supposed to see it.
All right. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. So basically, I'll simulate this real quick. I'm trying to help Will and help you guys get recognized. So let me share this with you. Will Fix. I'm gonna share the whole screen. Okay.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right. Or actually, I don't want to share the whole screen. I'll share a tab. So let's try to pull that up. I don't even know if it will let me. In the words of Edward Vincent, what am I doing? No. All right. All right. See how that works? You see the screen now?
Yeah.
All right. So like you connect to the YouTube live, the live thing. So let me just go back. Right. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
I have
All
it.
right. So yeah. So what you do is hey, there's my live show. And there's also Will Ferrell about to nail some hot cheerleader with a basketball right to the face. But anyway, so what you do is, there's Will Fix. I'm going to click on that. You know what I mean? So then you click on it. Okay. And then look what happens. This opens up. See what I'm saying? Then you go to this part and notice, like, for instance.
Okay. I clicked on my own. It didn't have the notes on the side. So.
Okay, that could be confusing. It's shown up because it's for Maximus Crypto, not for Will Fix. But in the future, you'll have ones for Will Fix, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, we click on mine, and then for instance, you have. So yeah, let's just read this quick. Congratulations to Larry Nelson, Black Viper. Congrats, Mark Preston. Congrats, Digital Orgy. Wow, what a name! Congratulations. Kind of funny how a digital orgy was gifted by a guy with the name of Elon Musk, but that's okay. XR Peanuts to Riches gifted a membership by Elon Musk. Tony Jackson.
You might have
yeah, you may have a, you know what. All right, Tony Jackson, Walker Rats, Northeast Whitewater, and HMIC 1619. All gifted memberships by Elon Musk. I don't know if that means they're watching and they're not commenting or they're just subscribers. But whatever the case, it's random, and we just want to congratulate you guys. On top of that,
Julian Cato did a super chat. Did you?
All right, let me get to that too as well. So let me stop the screen on this. That way we're not a bunch of endless screens. So we got. What do you say it was?
Freaking awesome.
Who was it? Salamander?
For summer 2024.
Hold on a second. I'll read that in just a second. I don't want, because on StreamYard it goes it's like a rolling tape, and you don't want to, like, you can lose it. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
So Salamander, thank you for being a new member. I want to thank you as well. Now, Julian Cato. All right, I'll let you. You just read it. So, Julian, thank you so much for this 279 super chat. And go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
It's a total guess. It's a total guess, but for me. So, but I guess everybody knows that, you know. But implementation. So, what do they have between now and is it November of 2025 before it's ISO? No choice, you know, that everybody has to be ready to be using the whole system.
Yeah, I mean, full implementation.
Yeah.
In which, you know, there's a certain
So,
individual always points out, he's like, hey, all these dates are nothing burgers, is what he states. But in reality, it's like, even if they delay it, okay, so what if they delay the whole thing of ISO 222 full implementation and it doesn't end up being November? Let's say it ends up being the beginning of 2026. At some point, they can't kick the can down the road, right? Like if you're a financial institution, a bank and so on, and you're like, yeah, we you know, we want to go live on this new system. It's going to save everybody money. It's going to cause more money flow. Why would you want to keep kicking the can down the road, right? Like that doesn't make sense.
because I think we'll have such a huge move all at once, I would say by summer, if we didn't have a huge move, if it's sneaking up, it'll probably be in the $20 range. And that's because that would be a couple $1 trillion. But
Okay.
my God, they can do so much so fast. See, everybody thinks this is going to take a lot of time, but see, everybody's working on it at the same moment. So that doesn't make sense to me. It's not like only one bank can work on it and then the next one can when they're done. And it doesn't take this much time when you already have the contracts and the complete system is built. They've been working on this. So to me, you know, if it sneaks up, you know, if that scenario, which I don't believe will happen, I'm going to guess around the $20 mark. And then, but I just don't believe that's going to happen, man. I think we're going to have a major freaking jump all at once.
I think the major, I get where you're coming from. So there's going to be people say, well, you know, maybe a little bit of that $20 or maybe even a little bit next month, right? Because, you know, pointing out a little bit more with the whole thing on ISO 222. And of course, there's people like Rombo, nothing against Rombo. He always says, it's all nothing burgers. Okay. My thing is this. We point out dates for a reason. It just is a point of reference. That's all it is.
Well, we also
delayed, it gets delayed, right? I mean, go ahead.
We also, as human beings, we need hope. So, and I know hope deferred makes the heart sick, but man, retail is going to push it up here now. I just have to say it over and over because I kind of, you know, after you sit with it for so long, the whole lawsuit stuff is absolutely and completely over.
Yeah, it looks like it's like we talk about this on the phone. Like even you know, at the same time, I was talking, you know, trying to give you a call back. Mike Cornwell was also calling me, so it was just, you know, and I was like, it has to be because of the Ripple thing, and it was. And I was looking at the price of XRP, and I was like, it's only up a little bit, but we also have to keep in mind there's other markets. They're asleep, but they're going to be waking up, and so it's like we should all pay attention to tomorrow morning, right? When the whole world wakes up or whatever, right? I mean, some people say, well, the rest of the world's waking up, you know, time difference, Australia, Southeast Asia. Yeah, I get it. But my thing still is going to be that if we don't get a delay and we still get full, you know, was it ISO 222 full scale implementation and that mandate, that flip of the switch, you know, Julian, I think you saw the Q&T video earlier. And I also did on the live, I think yesterday. And remember how I was talking about, guys? Finally, I was giving you guys examples. I know that most of the audience here is for XRP, and I respect that. You know, hey guys, I love XRP. Don't get me wrong. But I gave you a great example of the whole thing of literally mentioned mandates. No, Will, I don't know if you got a chance to see that. And that's okay if you didn't. But the beautiful thing about the Q&T segment we did the other day, it talks about mandates, word for word, mandates. that excites me because it's like, all right, forget the whole thing of having partners. All that stuff complements it, but it's not utility in motion. Utility in motion is the mandates because it says you have to use this. And if it has to use it, then we get the Olympic size swimming pool full with ODL. Then we get Will Fix with his, Halloween candy container, wherever the heck it is, Reese's Pieces, wherever they, and instead of just dipping off the top, right? Like you said, a bunch of little kids came over and they just emptied the whole thing into their little pillowcase.
Yeah,
that's
which
what I used to do when I
forces
was a
the
kid.
price to the moon. And the banks are going to be in a race because, Salamander, are you in business? He's the one that asked the question, right? Wasn't he the one? Okay.
You also got to keep in mind there's about a 30-second delay on the live broadcast, so you got to give him a little bit of chance to respond. So, you want to know why we call Salamander the XDC commander? Will?
Why?
He's made it public. He owns over 1 million XDC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've got 100,000, so I'm small time.
I'm not to that goal yet. That is one of my goals, but
when you own your own business, competition sometimes can be scary, because if my competition had a way, let's say my guitar store, because bail bonds doesn't really work that way. It's kind of, it is what it is, set by the state. They can pay less, but not more than 10%. So it'd be like the guitar store down the street suddenly getting a giant discount because they're hooked up to a system that I was already approached about, and all I have to do is implement it. How long am I going to let them operate making more money than me? Why do I want them to get an advantage and grow while I'm stagnant or doing the same, which most of them are declining? I think that race, if I was a CEO, just imagine you're a CEO, and this, like Max was saying, is a mandate. Don't you want to be ready way before? Especially it's a money-saving idea. Forget about it being what it is. Just think you're going to cut your cost and you're going to cut your time way down by implementing. And a guy just implemented the system. And you're a CEO. You're going to be like, a fat boy on cake, as I heard.
Yeah, I always say that. Yeah, I get that from 50 Cent. He always said that. I love you like a fat kid love cake. Anyway, it's from a song, but
so that's why I think it's going to be. And here's another thing: the flip of the switch thing. They're not wasting their time. XRP hasn't been wasting their time. We all know that. They've been working. How likely is it that they're literally sitting there waiting to go, and it's already set up, and then it just, and it's done for all the ones that are ready, for 1,700 contracts that they presented in discovery in court? What if there's 1,700 banks? And see, when they talk about, I don't know if it was all banks, probably institutions, other things, but when they talk about a bank and they say 10 banks, that's 10 banks. That's all of the branches too.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I mean, we talk about subsidiaries, but in regards to the bank umbrella, like Citi, Citi Group. I mean, you have, God, man, like that's a whole huge thing. I remember when Citi used to be the biggest bank in the world back in the, during the last financial crisis. I'm sure you remember that yourself, but yeah, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, so the sky's the limit, on that.
Yep.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's hard for me to imagine. I actually get so excited. My insides, I just get kind of giddy, and I just have to pull it back and go, God, because I'm like anybody else. You don't want to have so much hope that even your decisions are changing. Like I got enough money, because I got enough money, I could quit my job and I could go a couple of years. I could quit now, and it's true. I just get really excited, but my God,
you just can't hide it,
dude. Yeah, that's right. This could be so big just next week. It could be next week that this just starts taking off, going up a quarter, 20, 50 cents, as banks are implementing, or the switch idea where bam, suddenly, yeah, it's on. I can't live the next year quick enough.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time for at least the next 2 or 3 years.
Dude, we're going to be rich, Max. It's going to be tons of money.
I'll finally be able to
stuff, man. It's not hoping them. It is a future reality. It's
all right. You can say that.
Huh?
Say it. Your audience loves you saying it.
But it's the truth, though.
Yeah.
I can't have more conviction. The about this thing. The whole world is going digital. It's the next step of just regular evolution. If you hold these coins, you are going to make tons of money. That's not financial advice, because I'm not allowed to give that. But that is what I believe wholeheartedly. Right. Wholeheartedly, because I can't imagine it just not happening. How is this? You're not going to stop what's going on right now. This progress is moving forward. There's hundreds of millions of dollars were just spent on a lawsuit.
Yeah, and thank God Ripple had the money, because if it would have been, do you follow the whole thing of library credits? Remember that whole thing with library? I don't know if you saw that. So with library credits, it's like they're the small time guys. You know what I mean? And what about another project that would try to stand up to the SEC? They can't really do that. I know that Kim Kardashian is a big name, and she's worth, I guess she's a billionaire apparently. But even with Kim Kardashian, she's like, screw this. I'm not going to stand up to the SEC. So I'm just going to settle. You know what I mean? But it just pounds home that you like the idea. Thank God that Ripple was in the position that they had, the market cap they had, and they had money to play with. Because you want to know something? Even if I'm sure there's plenty of people here that you don't believe in Ripple, hey, that's fine. We're not trying to convert you over to XRP army and so on. But there was an old saying, and it's still true to this day, and that is, a win for Ripple is a win for all of us, whether you hold it or not. It was a big win. And like, what is this going to create from here on out going forward for all of us? I think it's like, what we've been hoping for, what we've been, talking about, believing, for the longest time. There's guys like Henry Brown. Shout out to Henry Brown. I talked to him on the phone like a few days ago. He was like, Max, I'm tired of waiting, bro. And he's not the only one. Henry Brown's, I think, been invested into XRP since 2019. Selmo Flood, I don't know if he's still here tonight. I know Selmo Flood might be 2018 or something. There's so many guys that came way before I came in. So it's like you see this victory, and then you're starting to see the market. It's starting to do something. Some people, the naysayers, will say, yeah, then it's all going to crash. People are going to take all their profits and so on. Let them take their profits. Back to what like Zach Record did on your response video, Will, about the 25,000 XRP overnight. Remember his response? He said, what we need to see next is, I hate to say it, but it's like a kind of like a shakeout. Let's shake out all the guys that are just going to take out profits at 10 or 20 or 5 or $1, whatever the case be. But for us who realize that this is generational wealth, that's why we choose to hold it real long, because we know at some point, whether we get a delay after November of 2025, and it's not, the mandate to flip of the switch, and it gets delayed a little bit longer. At some point, it will no longer be delayed, and at some point, there will be mandates. That's what excites me. And then I give you guys examples, like the whole thing of this conference coming up. I think it's in London, in regards to Gilbert Verdi and Quant and the guy from R3 and all these big players, and it mentions quote unquote mandate. You know,
Yes.
mandate.
Yeah, David Chi asking how high do you think XRP can hit? And earlier we showed a video breakdown that figuring just based on market cap and all of the money, 100,000 per coin's possible. Now take it that is XRP gaining most of the market share in that scenario, if not all of it. But man, 25,000 is possible, 10,000's probable. It might be years, I don't know, but man, it's when you start adding in the derivatives market and you adding in, if they gold and silver and property and all of the money and whole entire countries and all the exchanges that that take place inside of a country, and the fact that if a country's whole money's in it, then that money never leaves XRP because it's offloading inside of the ledger and uploaded. It's uploaded in the ledger, the whole CBDC. When you think of that, see, that's different. That's a completely different scenario than cross-border transactions. Cross-border transactions are upload, fly it over to the country, and download. So it's in the system as little as 3 to 5 seconds, but probably it's not going to be completely automated at that point. So it's in the system very quickly. But doing whole countries, that money's in there just like you and my money's in there. Now, if we can think of the market moving 4 or 5 cents with what have we had? Just billions of dollars in there from retail investors, moving it on up to $3 and something. One country, all of their money is going to move it way up, many dollars up, like $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 per, depending on the GDP, but it's going to the freaking moon. That's what I know. I guess we'll just know as it happens. But what I love is it is free right now. It is free to come on. It is free for all the, just these systems can be flipped on. These banks can go. The mess is completely over and done. Isn't that hard to wash out? Is that as hard to wash out? That's why I repeat it. Isn't it kind of hard to wash out and go, God, that's over with?
Yeah, it is hard, but you want to know something? Here's the thing, right? I like Will's policy on this, so we don't take this as being negative. I mean, but fight for right, welcome. I want to welcome you for real, even if you don't agree with us and so on, and you think we're liars and we're all hype. So these guys, as I'm referring to us, did not know if flip of the switch even exists. All hype. I've been studying this for over 1.5 years. Why am I talking about this? Is it really all hype? Let me show you why it's not all hype, okay? Whether you believe this or not, right? This is no bash on you. You could tell me to go screw myself, all that stuff. I'm not going to say it back to you, but I'm going to welcome you, and I thank you for being here. Check this out for yourself, man. We're not making this up. Where do we pull up some of these dates? You can verify this for your own reference. Hence why we call these shows DYOR. Do your own research. So I'll even drop it in the link for you guys, just in case you think that we are making this up and it's all hype. There's the link. Coming across your screen here in a bit. It comes from Swift itself. Look what it says. Do I have to implement ISO 222 for all flows at once? At once. At once is what Will was talking about. The flip of the switch. It doesn't say flip of the switch, but it says all at once. So that is like a flip of the switch. Can I continue to send MTs? Says you are free to choose which channel format you use as a sender, including a mix of different channels. And let me blow it up even more because I want you to see this just in case you're on your couch or whatever, phone and so on. But, it says you are free to choose which channel format you use as a sender, including a mix of different channel formats. This is straight from Swift. This is not me making it up. All right. Look at this. FIN, MTs, or FIN Plus, ISO 222. Who was the first to be, I guess you could say, to go with ISO 222. Ripple was the first to announce that. So it says, for instance, you might want to prioritize a corridor for your migration to ISO 2022. Note that for payment and cash reporting flows, there is a migration period until what? November 2025. I'm not making that up. I reference stuff. I'm a school teacher. I even subbed at the collegiate level. What are we always taught? We're taught to give citations. We're taught to give sources. So yeah, I'm required to do that. I'm always required to do at least 2 sources. After this coexistence period, just go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't blame Fight for Right, because we get blown so much smoke up our ASS all the time. So we're all half guarded, and then we all don't like the disappointment of hope deferred, because we're getting told all the time how everything's going to do this and going to do that. Man,
but Will, I mean, it says plain as day.
Yeah, it says
migration period until when? November 2025. That's why I put so much emphasis on November 2025, especially when it says all. It doesn't say, it doesn't say. Again, back to this part. What's it say right here? Implement ISO 222 for all flows, all at once. Period ends until what? November 2025.
Yeah,
I mean, you just gotta get out there, man.
Yeah,
and you
that's
just gotta
true.
get the info. That's all it is.
Honestly,
I don't mean no disrespect,
There's so many people that don't cover the details, because really the details for a lot of people are boring. Everybody that's hung in here, I mean, it's amazing that they've hung in here. That tells me they have a hunger for knowledge, and a hunger for for something that's real, because you bring a lot of knowledge and power to this thing, and if you've never seen that, it is hype, because most of the channels don't. I'm not trying to be the Hulk, saying that nobody brings this content. There's a lot of people that bring this content, but honestly, it's boring most of the time, and I even find it hard to listen to facts all the time. I gravitate towards, and I'm just telling the truth, but I gravitate towards things I want to hear. Confirmation bias is what that's called. We all kind of have that, and we can have positive confirmation bias or negative confirmation bias. In other words, if I'm researching something, I might want to find all the dirt on somebody. So then what do? I Google for dirt. I try to, all the gold. When you're digging for gold, you find a lot of dirt. I go for the gold. And when people were telling me, that's just hopium, I was like, well, why is hope a bad word? That's not a bad word. That's a good thing. Hope is a positive attribute to have. Hope's good for you. But hope without a cause, like faith and hope need to go together. It's a hope and then a faith that's really going to happen, not just I hope it happens, but it might not. That's not the kind of hope we're talking about. This right here, like what Max just showed us, in addition to all of that, is tokenization. Let me put this up real quick, because we'll give you a great answer. Fight for Right. We're going to give you a solid answer. We covered this earlier, but I want to show you something that's amazing.
And I just want to state this too. All right, Fight for Right. I mean, I hope to see more of you. I really mean that, and I don't mean it disrespectfully. I don't like to come across as like I'm Mr. Smarty Pants. It's not like that. But I do. Will, are you there? Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. You're frozen. Okay. I was like,
my computer's doing something freaky. Like, I think I've overloaded it.
You turned it to Lot's wife or something, like you were a pillar there for a second. Anyway, but yeah, it's not me trying to be a smarty pants or anything like that. I want to show that if I state something, I mean, a lot of you guys who've been watching my broadcast for a year and a half, you know that's to be expected of me. I'm gonna share that. I understand there's a lot of newcomers, so how about this? I'll give you the benefit of that. Maybe you're a newcomer. Maybe you just didn't know that stuff. Or
it's all good.
I don't care. That's
all
fine.
Good.
Yeah.
So check this out. Fight for Right. I mean, just trying to do a thorough answer. In addition to all of the money in the SWIFT system, which is about $5 trillion a day, I saw somewhere 7 trillion, but As I looked it up more, 5 trillion seemed to be the best answer. $5 trillion a day is moved, and SWIFT has said all of it's going to be moved by currency. Absolutely all of it by November the 25th. By November the 25th. Who's going to wait till that date? So the next thing that system is able to do is tokenization of everything. And, check this out. If silver was tokenized, 43 billion. Let's go down here to gold. Gold was tokenized, 10.9 trillion. Maybe it won't all be tokenized, but if the stock market's ever tokenized, well, you won't even need a stock market really, but there's 89 trillion. The whole money supply, 35 trillion. Global debt, let's skip that. Let's look, global real estate, 280.6 trillion. Would all of it be tokenized? No.
But even if we only had like 10%, that'd be huge.
Yeah, there's already tokenized property. I own some. That's done with Algorand. You go to lofty.ai, lofty.ai. There's houses near you that are tokenized with Algorand that you can buy and own rental property and at $50 a whack. Look at the derivatives market. 11.6 trillion is the actual money, but the money that it represents in transactions, depending on, if people win or lose,
value
is 558 trillion. Now, I believe for the tokenization of derivatives, now look how big this is. I mean, my God.
Will, did you just see that though? What it said about, that's huge, but did you notice on the notional value of derivatives?
Yeah.
That even says that's a low end estimate, you guys, of 558.5 trillion notional. That's on the low end.
Now, listen,
that's crazy.
Here's the thing. So one person says, but it's only 11 trillion real dollars, but it represents this much. Well, XRP has to have an actual value. It's not loans. It's not all this stuff. It's a real value, and it's uploaded fiat currency, but then it becomes an actual intrinsic value. In order for tokenization of derivatives and the bond market and all that, which they just passed the law last month where it can be done, then it would be required that all the money be on there. So you're talking $558 trillion, man. No, wait, $558.5 trillion. So it's not just, let me go over here and turn that off. It's not just the money that's in the SWIFT system. It's all of the things that are being tokenized. There's being contracts, there'll be insurance, there'll be, property is going to be the fastest thing. And that money is going to shoot through the system, because the example I always think of is when they're raising money. Right now, when they raise money for a hotel in Dubai, for instance, they have to get huge money investors that have giant, credit ratings and huge ability to get these massive loans and they're trusted to pay it even if the building fails, right? Even if the whole thing fails, they can still pay their loan. That's how the banks work. Well, when you tokenize the thing and you offer at $50 a whack all over the entire world, you raise the money without one single loan. And then you're going to intrinsic value, actual value, XRP. So I don't know how to paint this picture, but there's not a loan involved. That freaks me out. It's like everybody's going to be using basically gold, and there's a giant pile of gold the building's paid for. Now the people, get paid interest on their tokens they bought. So though the flip of the switch may be the SWIFT system, included in that is when people are going to be ready for tokenization, because how the first ones, they do the most winning. The first one's on board. So there's a race to be the most adaptive, fast, and streamlined company that's going to be using this technology over archaic systems and banking system. The banking system is basically gone. It is going to go away. Who needs a bank? Fed now replaces the bank. You don't even need a bank now.
Well, that's the whole thing
now
also
you
is
do.
being incorporated, though. You know what I mean? The old system, and then be able to, have the switch from the old going into the new, where you can still have, like, Mike Cornwell's mentioned, like your aunt or your grandma, she still uses her debit card, right? Because that's the old way of how she knows how to go about it, but she doesn't even know it's tied into crypto. But it is, because it's been now incorporated into the whole new thing.
Yeah. No, you didn't come across strong at all, man. I'm sorry if we came across strong, but that's not appalled at that opinion. That's excitement to express it and how thoroughly we've thought about this. And so it's then like, no, it's not that way, man. Yeah, it's really like this,
No, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I'm gonna share. Here's the thing. I don't even know if he's still here. Maybe he is. I don't see him commenting. But my thing
that
is,
was at 12. Yeah, at 12:03 he commented. He's here.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, hold on. He commenting on the channel. It's just not coming across here.
Oh.
So this is cool. Let's just read this real quick. All right. So, all right. Let's see here. He is here. My bad. We gotta get the super chat too. Let's read this first because we want to respect super chats.
Oh, wow.
Salamander with a $2 super chat. XRP spent 200 million. There must have been a reason why they did. And Salamander, thank you for being a long time supporter through all the thick and the thin. You know what I'm talking about. I will answer this real quick too. By the way, thank you for the $2 super chat. B. Ricky, I think you might be gone by now because I don't know. You said you had to go. I wanted to welcome you. Is this the new improved Larry? Now, I will state this. All right. Comparing Will Fix to Larry is like comparing a diamond to a horse turd, both the same size. It's not a fair comparison.
Listen, I'm the best horse turd there is.
All right. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want, that guy is so much in my rear view. I don't even want to, that was the only thing, because it got brought up. So anyway, but anyway, let's go back to this, because he did respond, fight for right. So I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. So let's go further down. Stock is manipulated, could go way up, only to crash once again. That's a good comment. Let's get into another one from Fight for Right.
That's the truth.
We are holding for an unknown event that may never happen. Okay, I'm trying to catch up where we're at with him. May Moon on the private ledger, public ledger may not benefit. And then
no, well, I think we already answered that one.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to catch up. I'm sorry, because I
want
him to see the comment.
Private ledger.
Hold on. Let's see here. I realize that these factors are all good. Just saying this may be manipulated by big fish. Okay, that's fine. And then he says appreciate the content. So thank you. And that's okay. Sorry if I came across wrong. Hey, sorry if we did too. And
if we disagree, we want to win you as a friend. It doesn't matter. Our opinions on this stuff doesn't matter. You're a holder.
I don't have a crystal ball. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're all holding it. We're going to realize the reality of what happens, and I think it's going to be massive.
Even with Will, I mean, like some things that he's, realizing, we've been friends for a long time. He doesn't know every aspect of Max, and I'm learning more about Will. And, years ago, back many, many years ago, he's probably be part of debate club. So it's naturally in my DNA to kind of be like, well, I got to share this, you know what I mean? And here's why, you know what I mean? So it's not me trying to one up people, because I have friends and I love them. But, Will, you probably have a friend that does this too. What is up with certain friends, especially if it's like getting together on the holidays or Thanksgiving, and you'll mention something like, well, somebody like, I mean, I had a really bad day. Oh, what? You had a bad day? Yeah, it was a horrible, horrible day. Like I broke my right, I sprained my ankle. And then on top of that, I got, I totaled my car. A guy came out of nowhere. Oh, that's horrible. Well, guess what happened to me today? I totaled 2 cars, and I broke both of my arms and all sorts of other things. It's just like, is that even possible? Anyway, I have a couple of friends. They always try to one-up me. And it's like, is it really needed to one-up me on everything? But there's people like that. So Anyway, you're like, cool story, bro. All right, let's go further.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, cool story, bro. Right. Let's read this from XRP Ripple. Won the lawsuit today. Yep, we talked about that. Surrendered $1 in XRP. In my opinion, stock coming soon. That's a good point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got to figure out how to. Sometimes when they IPO, you got to get in on it, before it's released. And I hope I can figure out. We need to cover how to figure out how to do that so that we can let everybody know.
I need a. Yeah. No, I know. I agree.
Be on the exchange, I'm sure somewhere. But
yeah,
be good to.
So, Will, I need to congratulate you real quick. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I will knight you with my max scratcher. Okay. So I knight thee, Will Fix. Congratulations, sir.
Here, wait. No, wait.
What?
How do we can do this another way? Let's see.
What? How? I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I was going to try to put you over.
It won't work.
Anyway,
it won't work. Yeah. Anyway, I knight thee, Will Fix, and congratulate you, sir, on your first ever. Because we just hit the 3-hour mark. Your first ever, guys, WrestleMania with Will Fix. It's no longer just exclusive to Max. WrestleMania. Congratulations, my friend. You made it.
These marathon shows, yeah.
I'm sure Mr. Elon Musk is like, yeah, WrestleMania, and Stardog and Patrick Collier and some of the other guys that point out. But yeah, guys, let's face it. Will Fix decided to go WrestleMania. I couldn't believe it. I thought you were going to leave like an hour and a half ago.
Well, I was going to, but it's fine. My wife already fell asleep. I heard it go silent in there, so
heard it go silent. Yeah, okay. It'd be kind of weird if you're like, yeah, my wife went to sleep. It got silent. I'll be like, why would you refer to your wife as an it? Anyway.
No.
Like that sounds okay. All right, let's see here.
Let me see if I can show you something. Let's see.
What do you got? Some Ripple?
No, just hang on. Let's see.
You've ever noticed in Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan Taylor, he tells Forrest Gump, was it like right during the time of New Year's Eve? He's like, what you can do is take your, down to the corner and get me another bottle of Ripple. That always bugs me. It's like, if you only knew, if you fast forward about another 50 years, you would want to get yourself some Ripple. Anyway.
So check this out.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to thank Joy. She said, thanks, Maximus, for the link.
Look at there. Whew, man. That's my baby.
She's a nice, lovely looking lady, man. Congratulations to you. So you guys been married since 2005, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. When's your anniversary?
It is June the 4th.
June 4th, huh? So you guys already celebrated a few. Okay, cool. Well, 2 more years, man. You'll be at the big 20, right?
There's a bunch of my family there. There's, let's see. That's my daughter, Morgan. That's my son, Jake. There's Joshua and his soon-to-be wife. That's my daughter, Lauren. My grandkids. This is my son, Adam, and this one's no more. That's my daughter, Jessica. And that's my granddaughter, Lily. And my grandson.
Big family, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Look at this fat boy right here. Look at that right there.
Don't be so hard on yourself. I'm pretty.
Not terrible.
I'm also obese like Delo Reese.
Yeah. It's terrible. Anyway, I'll just let y'all see my family there. It's all about my family, dude. I mean, wow.
Yeah, family's where it's at.
Yeah, I'll give all the XRP away. Keep my family.
Generational wealth.
They can have. I mean, yeah. There's no comparison. Our family.
Well, how about this? How about this? We talk about generational wealth. So eternal wealth is your family. And also, of course, the ever abundance of the Lord and eternal life.
Hey, Patrick joined my channel.
Patrick Collier.
Then he gifted 1 Will Fix membership.
Oh, you want to highlight that? Do you know how to do that, or you want me to just kind of help you with that for now until we get you the?
I don't know if I can figure it out. Let's see.
I can do it for you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to the other channel and thank you. Big up to the friendly Suge Knight, right? Not the bad one, the good Suge Knight, which is Patrick Collier. Busting your chops. You know how it goes. We're gonna get into it. And here it is from Patrick from Will Fix's channel. Let me pull that up for a second.
That's really cool, man. Thank you for that, buddy.
Yeah, why can't I pull that up all of a sudden? Hold on. Let me see what's going on with that. All right, there's that.
Salamander's still giving money.
All right. I think this is the right tab. I could be wrong. Oh, that's not the right one. So we want to do yours. All right, here we go. So, all right. Patrick Collier. Yes, congratulations. Became Will's friend. Thank you for that. So I think that's actually a little bit higher than being a.
He joined the.
Yeah,
he awesome.
Became, so it's I think that's your tier 2, right? So thank you for that, Patrick. That's awesome of you. Boom.
Wow.
So we got Patrick Collier became a friend. Patrick Collier gifted 1 Will Fix membership to Manny ISO. I like that name.
Awesome.
So congrats to Manny. And then we might as well read a couple more of these here in a second. Mike B. Sorry. Mike B was gifted a membership also by Patrick Collier, man. Congratulations to Mike B. Let's see what that looks like. Hold on a second. I'm going to check out the other screen. Sorry, guys. We're trying to get this all down. Let's read this real quick from... You got some questions. So I want to recognize your questions real quick, guys. These are questions for Will Fix. Hold on a second. Elon Musk says all-time high market cap will be 2 cents on Jasmy. 7 cents with 70% market. I mean, that's a nice milestone, though. All right, let's see here. Let's go further down. We have Billionaire 888. Great show, boys. Are there any other coins at this given time that could be used instead of XRP? Yes. Anything tied in with the ISO 222s, your Stellars, your H-bars, your Algorand's, Q&T. Q&T is a combination, though, of ISO 222 and ISO TC 307, and that's their own standard. Am I missing one, Will? What else?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Here's another one for you, Will. You want to read that one? That one's for you.
Yeah. Here's Z Ali Will Fix question for you. How do you see Quant in the future, especially after 2026? It's going to be bigger than Bitcoin is now, in my opinion. Because, was it 18,400, 18.44 million coins, Max?
14.8, 14.88. Yeah.
That's that dyslexia for you.
Nah, man, it's fine.
No, I'm just saying. George, let's see, the private Ripple shares. They sell private Ripple shares. Okay.
Let me show you something.
David Chi, we take you up on. Let's do it. When XRP hits $100, let's go to Vegas.
I'm going to share the screen with you guys, okay?
We need to do that, no doubt.
So if you want some quant content to get an idea of like what we're talking about, like I put out a video 10 hours ago, Quant Network, 100K to 1 million. I know it sounds crazy. Some people think, man, you're hopium on that one. That one gives you a full detailed outline of how that can actually be. Going further down, there's this one about, it says 10 trillion a day. That's in regards to not Quant, but JP Morgan. It talks about how JP Morgan moves 10 trillion a day, but the Quant connection with Citi, JP Morgan, that's been like an ongoing series for me for about maybe 6 videos. There's the one that talks about Citi. Now is the time. Here's why. Talks about RLN, right? Regulated liability network, why that's big. But if you had to get more into it, you want some questions that be answered.
I was trying to make that face. Joy said, any adjustments on timeline? Do you think bull run has started or will in November? My emotions right now say, man, it has started because this is such positive news in the space.
Yeah.
But But I don't know. We'll just see.
Let me just.
I sure do. And you ask that
go
because
ahead.
Joy, you probably do too. So you're like, do you think so? Yeah, because it's like exciting, that the case
thought it
is
was-
open. As soon as stuff starts running, I think it's.
Am I muted?
Will, you have to chill with the wife.
Hold on, Will. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh shoot. Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just reading
Go
that
ahead.
next
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
Peter said, Will, you have to chill with your wife. Stuff too many crazy people out there. That's true. We chill all the time. She's awesome. Okay, go ahead, Max. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just didn't know if I was muted, and I don't want to just like this guy is just like look like I'm from a Wu Tang Clan Shaolin Shadow boxing video, where the slapstick, what I mean, where you think I open a Chinese restaurant in the middle of the hood and don't know what's going on. I freaking represent no. Anyway, if you want an entry point on Quant, check out this video. I released it a month ago. It says trillions. It has Jeff Bezos. It has Larry Fink, obviously Gilbert Meridian in the middle. The key thing about this video is it talks about a thing called M10, and that is huge because it means that Quant can create scalability up to 1 million TPS and even more than that. And that's a big, huge. People ask me about that, and so if you want to. I know that's a super deep dive, but if you want to just get to the nitty gritty, I think it's like the halfway mark or towards the end. But anyway, I thought I'd point that out.
Yeah, that's fantastic content. Hey, glitching the matrix. What he said he just got online. Give him a quick update on what happened with XRP. The SEC dropped all charges. They completely dropped it. And there's a phrase that they use to communicate something. There's a phrase. There's these two phrases. One is with prejudice, and then there's without prejudice. All charges were dropped with prejudice. And what that means is when you say with prejudice, that means we will never bring it up again. We will and can never bring it up again. Once they state that, it gets set that way. So it is absolutely and completely over. There cannot be an appeal. There cannot be anything about those charges brought up again. It's done. I just saw your hair stand up on end. Isn't that fantastic, man?
Here's a little bit more of what Will's talking about. If you want to see something, I was trying to find out if Stuart Alderody said something about it. I wasn't able to pull that up, but maybe I can look into that a little bit more later. I'll pull this up on your guys' screen. And here's what Will's talking about. It says, what does it mean when a judge says without prejudice? And again, to back up more what Will was talking about, with prejudice means that you cannot refile your case ever. Without prejudice means you can refile your case at a later date as long as you are still within the statute of limitations. But
But
based on what Will said, it's different.
Prejudice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I kind of want to go on Stuart Alderody's. I don't know if you follow him. He's the Ripple, Ripple attorney. But I want to see if he has anything. I think I am following him still. So
awesome.
It'd be really cool to see if he had something to say about it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Awesome. I was just showing his statement there. He said, "Wow, thank you. I've been DCA forever."
So he did post some stuff. You want to see it real quick before we wrap things up?
Yeah, man. Let's look at it.
All right. So here's a thing. Wow, thank you. I have been DCA forever. Oh, he got the gift. Let's recognize that real quick.
Patrick Collier gave a
gift to somebody.
New member.
To Will's close friend. Oh, he upgraded. He upgraded to, I think, your highest tier level, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. What's your highest tier level you have? I can't remember. Is it close friend or?
I believe that's it. I think there's 3. No, wait. There's friend. I don't know, man. I would have to glance at it because my brain has moved on. I'm tired.
Yeah, no, we're gonna wrap it up here soon. But Patrick Collier, thanks, man. That's awesome.
He's become a member. He's just doing it all, man.
You want to know something? I need to tell you something about Patrick real quick, okay? He totally deserves this recognition. Patrick Collier, like, there's guys like Patrick, there's guys like Tim Shea and so on. So they're super active in other channels, right? So obviously they watch other shows and so on, right? But these guys are kind of like, this is why Tim Shea gets referred to as like the crypto commissioner, you know, the mayor of crypto. Patrick Collier, what was the title we gave Patrick? But it's kind of like, you know, these guys are very active in the community. You know what I mean? So he doesn't just do it here. Like he does it. One of our friends, and you know, he wanted to be the first on the show, and I kind of felt bad about this, which is Sean the Crypto Smith. So Sean the Crypto Smith, he is a guy that talks about XRP. Also, he covers other projects that are lower market cap, like MMAI. But Patrick goes over there. He gives memberships over there. But Patrick's all over the place, man. Like in a good way. He's what I would call like a treasure in this space.
Yeah,
that we're in. It's really cool.
Well, that's fantastic, man. He also just gave another membership.
Yeah, let's see
Thank
if
you.
we can share that.
And so you have to pull up YouTube to see where, right?
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and announce it because I'm kind of, my YouTube is kind of being weird right now. All right, Patrick Collier gifted 1 Will Fix membership, and congratulations to XRP Pureblood or XR Pureblood, you know, XRP Pureblood. Gifted a membership from Patrick Collier, a Will Fix membership, and he says, do you see that? I'll click on it. He says, "You're quite welcome, my friend." So yeah, I mean, I always tag Patrick, man. I also tag you now too, Will Fix on Twitter. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think he followed me on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do need to recognize this guy as well before we wrap things up. So Will, if there's ever a time I'm not here, I mean, I'll help you get more used to this. But if you see somebody say tags, or this says tags Will, it means to look at Twitter. But I think Mike also knows that you're not used to it yet. But eventually you will. And it's one of the key things that we do here. We have what they call sideline reporters. I always say it's free. It means that they tag you on Twitter with something they want you to draw their attention to. And again, we don't require super chats or anything. We never require super chats for any of this stuff. So I want to recognize this from our friend, Mr. Elon Muff, right? Mike Cornwell. So let's jump into this. And I think it's right here. Oh, shoot. Where the heck is
Tim Broncosox?
Is Elon Muff? No.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out.
He's definitely not Elon Muff.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, okay. Well, he tagged me. I'm just trying to figure it out.
No worries. All right, so here we go. And then you see how he does that? He says, you know, tags. So that means that tag. So how it says at DPG Maximus. That means that you tag me. See it on your screen, Will? Or are you looking at 1,000 things?
Yes, sir.
You know, you're looking at 99 things, and Elon Muff ain't
where's
one.
The tag? You know? Crypto Mike.
See that at DPG Maximus? So in the future, when you get more used to Crypto X, Will, it'll say at Will Fix, and then that's how you find it. And then you just click on that little bell thing. I don't know if you see that. See how I have this little bell thing, and it's got 19 notifications? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Show
right,
35 posts.
So 24 minutes ago, he's got this thing about QNT from constructiontrader.eth, and I do make content with him every now and then. So we'll just share this and before we wrap up the show. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here looking, trying to get.
Oh, that's all right. Let's organize this real quick. So it says, excuse me about the states. The Bank of England and QNT are both spearheading the digital pounds creation, and soon will be used every single person in the U, or will be used by every single person in the UK. This was one of the things I was going to share with you guys today, but you know, it's all right. We'll be using QNT Overledger without even knowing it. Yeah, this is good. This is I'll when I come back with you guys tomorrow, I'll still present my deep dive and all that stuff, and then some Jasmy, all that stuff, Stellar. You know, it's one of those things. But yeah, we're using QNT Overledger without even knowing it. And again, back to what Crypto Mike was saying, Mike Cornwell, Elon Musk, he says your Aunt May or your grandma or whoever, you'll use crypto and you won't even realize it's tied in crypto. So this is a perfect example, right? Let's get into this. This is only less than 2 minutes. Please smash the like if you choose to do so. I know some of you guys are like, that's foolishness, Max. All right, let's go ahead and play this. Here we go.
I think a very broad question. What is the digital pound? What makes it different to other forms of money that exist at the moment? And why do we need one?
Okay, so it's a great place to start. First of all, I'd emphasize this is how we think about it in the UK. So in the UK, we are very much focused on a retail central bank digital currency. There are other types of currency, and they address different needs in different parts of the world. So nearly all of my comments, except where I qualify them, will be about what we're doing in the UK. And in the UK, we are very focused on having something that is a retail payment method, something that ordinary people can use, a digital equivalent of a banknote. And this is about ensuring that as a central bank, we can anchor confidence and safety in the monetary system. So first of all, it's giving ordinary people access to a digital pound. £10 of CBDC will be like a £10 note. As we're seeing the use of cash declining in the UK, we think it's really important to give people that option. While we're doing that, however, there's also a fantastic opportunity to promote innovation and choice and efficiency. So it's really those two main planks. It's about giving people, ordinary people spending money in the shops every day, access to a digital equivalent of the UK banknote, but also creating an ecosystem where we can give that innovation and choice.
Cool. Yeah, you guys will see a detailed outline, like I said, about all this. It would basically be, I don't know if it is tomorrow, because I was going to do the whole thing about the deep dive of a BSV, but at some point, either be Saturday. I don't know. It just depends how much time we have. All right, Will, there's a super chat that came through. And on this particular one, my friend, I'm just going to let you read it. Okay? Sound good?
Sure.
All right. So with that said, this comes from Patrick Collier, Will. You're kind of tired, right?
Dude.
A little bit, right?
Look at what he's doing there, man. Look at the memberships. And
so, yeah, you might want to read that, Will.
He's got more money than I do. Let's say gifted one Maximus crypto. Okay, Patrick Collier, $2. May have a tag. I don't know.
It's on your screen.
May have a tag. I don't know.
See, but that's not how. When I was tired.
Oh yeah.
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 Man,
you may have a dick.
Oh God.
That's what he said.
I was like, may have a, you know what? I don't know. I'm like, what? Or may have a what? I was like, and then I read it and I was like, oh my God, man.
I about passed out laughing. I got dizzy laughing. And then you went through this hilarious laughter and then it hit another wave, like a deeper wave.
That's my real laugh. When I get really into my laugh,
yeah.
I do have different levels of laugh. Like Blackwood pointed out, he's like, Max has multiple levels of his laugh. It's true. I do. It's really strange. It's just like full scale is the one you've seen, you know. But yeah, it just I don't know.
Yeah, awesome.
I have a friend that called it a laughter.
Thank you, sir.
Or you know what? Anyway, it's bad. All right. But yeah, thank you, man. Let's read this from Glitching the Matrix, the artist formerly known as Grizzly Bear Greg. Good to see you, Greg. Max, I hope you have been doing well. Mr. Will Fix, nice to meet you. May peace be with you all. Well, thanks, man.
Yes, thank you, sir. Nice to meet you too, man.
I'm trying to do well. It's been some trying times.
He joined us. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I want to state this. So some of you guys who let's give Will a plug. Not that he really needs it. He's kind of been blown up, but let's give Will a plug And Will, you may not even know what a plug is, and that's okay. I want to show you.
It doesn't go in a
Huh?
hole in my body, does it?
No, not that kind of plug. No, thank you. You know, may have a. Never mind. That's so bad. You know,
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry. When it gets
So-
late, I start getting really bizarre. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you could read it. You could end up reading this, and then it may say that. You know, may have a. Yeah, it could happen. All right. So, all right. Anyway, here's what I want to show you guys. Okay, so some of you guys that are just watching on Maximus Crypto, most of you guys are watching from Will Fix's station, but there's some of you guys from over here. You want to go over to Will's channel, and this is a channel. It's just called Will Fix, right? Literally called, like, you know, you will fix it, easy to say. And so you go over here, and you can click on this channel. And this guy, this is now his 13th day, and he exploded, right?
Put the
Absolutely
short.
exploded.
Play the short.
You have a new short?
Play.
Oh, you do. Top
Wait,
left?
not that one. Not the drop charges. Where's the one about the show?
I don't know. You didn't upload that?
Yeah, I did. I was like, I played the guitar. I deleted one of them. Maybe I deleted the wrong one.
Yeah, I think you did, man. Sorry.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll just show it some other time. But anyway, so here's his channel. He's just killing it, man. I mean, 9 hours ago, 2,000 views. XRPs are being suppressed, 3,500. Here's a few that I uploaded over there. But XRP, you know, banks started asking for XRP, 10,000 views. XRP switched on, 13,000. I mean, look at some of this stuff. But you know, his knock it out of the park, out of the galaxy. Boom XRP, 25K overnight. Even Zach Rector did a response, but now up to 41K. So I mean, you did really well. Your second video, 14K. So he only has, what do you have, man? Like 4, 8, 12, 16 videos. 16 videos in 13 days. And he got monetized in 2 days, and he's already up to 4,130 subs. So if you're not subscribed to Will, give him a follow, right, Will?
Yeah. I mean, why not? Yeah. Everybody else is. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. Let's all jump off the cliff. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's very fun. I mean, this has been fun. It's a total accident, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
That's just great.
Elon Musk, before we wrap things up, wants me to show you his Twitter background pic. Oh no. I already know what this is going to be. Are you prepared for a great big guy named Bubba with a Coney Island?
What's his name on Twitter? Is it Elon Musk?
Yeah, but that might. Good luck with that. No, his name on Twitter is not Elon Musk. It's Michael Cornwell, but it's not spelt the average way of spelling it. Kind of like my real first name is not spelt like the average way. I can pull it up for you, Will. That way you don't have to struggle with this. Because look, here's the thing, Will. You type in Muff, what's going to happen on Twitter? You're not going to get him. You're going to get
Crypto Mike.
You're going to get real Muff. I mean,
is it Crypto Mike?
We don't want that right now because YouTube will shut down the channel because it's actual Muff.
Oh, man, yeah, Bogner. That's a freaking awesome amp right there, man.
A Bogner Muff. All right. Anyway,
Michael Cornwell is Crypto Mike, right?
Right. He's not. He's also Elon Musk, but he's not on. You know, he's not on crypto Twitter as Elon Musk.
No, he's on. I'm looking at his page. He's got a Bogner there, which is a freaking fantastic.
Oh, then share the page. He wants you to share the page. Can you share the page?
Can I share the pic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a Coney Island. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I can do it. Here we go.
Please don't be a Coney Island. Please don't be a Coney Island. Okay, thank God. All right.
Oh, he loves Joe Biden. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Crypto Mike. I was just kidding.
No, he doesn't. I mean,
yeah, look, he's got by headstock. That looks like a PRS.
You can click on that, I think, and it'll blow it up. Go ahead. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a LTD. I carry the Schecter line. There's another Schecter. Strat looking something.
So
PR.
Mike used to be in a band a while back.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
You want to know the name of his band?
Yeah.
It was called Elon Muff.
Oh.
You have T-shirts.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Well, let's see. Let me go
But
here.
in reality, just look real quick on the screen. See this? You see on the StreamYard? See that avatar he has? Elon Musk showing my Twitter. You see that?
Yeah.
In reality, if you put that little logo he has right there on a T-shirt, wouldn't it look like it was a metal band or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should start a band called Elon Muff. You and him should get together and start a band called Elon Muff, and then tokenize it, and then we could tokenize it on the audio platform. Audius, yes.
No,
Let's do it, man. Yeah, man. Tokenize it.
Let's see here.
Anyway,
let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find something on here I did that might be decent. Let's see. On my videos, let's see your videos.
I got some news for you. So Patrick's laughing. Glitching the Matrix, aka Grizzly Bear Greg, says that he subscribed to you, Mr. Will Fix, and he followed you, Mr. Will Fix. He even says it like that. Here's what's going on with that guy with the Coney Island named Bubba. Blackwood says, sadly, the guy in the Bubba picture passed away. He did. I didn't know that. I don't remember how, but I know he passed. How would you know that, first of all?
Who did?
You don't want to know about this.
Oh.
It's another inside joke. It's a big, giant, huge, well-hung certain individual with a Coney Island. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the name of his band was called Polian, I think so, which is from Mike said it's from Revelation. Does that ring a bell with you?
What is it?
The name of his band was called what's on the screen. He says it's from the book of Revelation. It's literally on the screen.
Yeah, Apollyon. Yeah,
that was the name of the band that he was in. It's like a metal band.
That's talking about end times.
Well, Revelation is end times.
Yeah. It's
GG, have a great night, man. He says we'll say good night just in case I don't later. Well, thanks, GG. Appreciate you being here. We got a wood and lost blood pressure and passed. He got a almost became may have a you know what again. All right. There's some YouTube videos about it. I'm sure there is. That pic is years old, been around long before YouTube. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. So that's the tale of the guy with the Coney Island. So basically, Mike pays homage to that guy because he has a picture of him on a T-shirt. All right.
Okay. Oh, here it is. I need to go to another page. Hang on a second. Yeah, I can share one. Let me see what I got here.
You know, Will, I usually only go this long if I do my WrestleMania. But
well,
here's WrestleMania.
Here's a classic.
Yeah.
This would be a classic thing to see here.
Hey guys, this is the Will Fix challenge. You ready for it? Drop a $25 super chat if you would like to see what is really behind Will Fix. Anyway. All right.
Why don't we have any sound?
You can't blow up the picture or blow up the video?
Yeah, but I don't hear it.
No, it's playing. I can hear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't.
That sucks. Maybe you use headphones. I don't know. You gonna play it?
It's playing.
Well, it was playing before, and now it's not playing because you have to hit the play button. There we go. Just share it again as a tab and hit the play button.
Oh, I thought it was sharing.
You were sharing it. All right. Yeah, just go ahead and.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Okay.
Just hold on. Go to the screen and blow it up more on the video. Make sure you hit the cancel, man. Will, we don't want to get demonetized or whatever. Sorry about that.
What do you mean? Oh,
We don't want
well,
to get the copyright strike and then, stuff like
I
that. We got
don't
to be
think I
careful
would
about
get
that.
the copyright strike unless I played it so perfect it digitally duplicated it.
That's a good point, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm just pointing out what Mr.
Yeah.
Elon Musk was saying. All right, let's read just a couple more comments. Blackwood says, hold on. Where is it? LOL, got to find that funny pic stuff. Yeah, about the Coney Island guy. Blackwood, I know you won't believe this. I believe you. But the guy's name is Barry Wood. Jeez. All right. Don't get don't get demonetized for ACDC. Little known fact, on my Battlefield 5 video, I did a TNT video, like where I'm going around using TNT on, on some German, vehicles and stuff like that. I even did on some airplanes, bombers. So I'm blowing up everybody with TNT. So I was like, of course I'm gonna play ACD, TNT, right? It's fitting. And then I got like the worst copyright strike ever. From there, like, you do it one more time, we're gonna delist your channel. I was like, geez, YouTube, okay. That was a long time. That was like back in the year 2020. All right, Blackwood, that guy named Barry Wood had a heart attack at 2016 at the age of 45. That's sad, man. But at least here's the thing. We talk about going out with a bang, right? So for one, he really went out, right? He went out well equipped with a Coney Island. All right. Cody Core, Maximum Max, what did the XRP lawyer say about the end of the case? We already covered that earlier twice. You can always rewind it a little bit if you want. We're just going to wrap things up here in a bit because we're almost going 4 hours.
I'll tell him they dropped all charges with prejudice. With prejudice is a legal term that means they're not ever going to bring it up again, and it's legally done, completely and utterly finished. No appeals, no nothing.
Well, then you don't have to go back. I apologize. Anyway.
Well,
Cody, how about this, Cody? If you can, since we'll give you that quick thing, give him a follow. His channel is Will Fix. Let me share it with you because Will can, we'll fix it. And I know you like live shows too. So you go over here to Will Fix. We're like a unified community, but yeah, go ahead and give him a follow over there, man. It's just Will Space Fix. Okay, see it? Cool.
Well, I'm going to go to sleep. I love everybody. I bless you in Jesus' name. I bless you that you're going to prosper and be in good health and be loaded up with all the blessings God intended for you. Isn't that good?
Yeah, amen, brother.
Isn't that good? Anybody don't want that, you can deflect it. I don't know anybody that wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been a great show. I would say sayonara from the Rice Crop Consortium. What else? Elon Musk Max will be at 2,000 subs tomorrow, probably. Maybe. We'll see. Cody Corno, you said you were going to tell what someone might have said, but you went off on something else. I apologize, man. It's going on almost 4 hours. I mean, sorry, Nikki W, love your channel. Thank you. Let us know which channel. Will Fix, Maximus Crypto, maybe both. I don't know. All right. Anyway, it don't matter. the point is, we do thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. We have a Twitter space. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I will not start it officially until I have at least a few moderators, because what happened a few weeks ago. And then after that, the live show like normal at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's TGIF with Max. If you're wondering about Will Fix, he's here every Tuesday and Thursday for a live show. And of course, he has daily content, which we were both helping each other out. He helps me out over here at Maximus Crypto. I help him out over there. If you want to see XRP content for me, it's always going to be on over on Will Fix's channel. It doesn't make sense to put over here and have 100 views and like one sub, and I can put over on Will Fix, and it helps contribute to like maybe 40 or 50 subs and a couple thousand views. So, but all the other content, Quant and all that stuff, naturally. So we both help each other out. He posts videos over, you've seen him over on Maximus Crypto. So we kind of, we work together. But guys, I just want to state this real quick before we really wrap it up. I always dreamed of being able to team up with somebody that share the same enthusiasm, passion, about covering crypto, blockchain, DLT, and so on. I never got that, obviously. I'm not going to mention the guy's name. You know who that guy is. Never got that before, ever. I get that with Will, and I can't thank him enough for that. So we're always working together, and we just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We have an awesome community here. I guess I'll read the last bit of comments, and this will be it. So April Cornwall says, night. Nikki W, love your channel. Thank you. She says both. Thank you for that. Patrick Collier, thank you again for gifting those memberships for both Maximus Crypto and also Will Fix. That was tremendous.
Yeah, just fantastic.
Yeah. Brittany, we always appreciate you. Nice looking wonderful. I think that means like a good night thing. Blackwood, time for another episode of Castlevania, then off to bed. Man, I used to play Castlevania back in the day on the Nintendo. That was so fun. Yep. I need to update you real quick, either on the phone or we'll just stick around for like 1 minute after the show. I got to update you real quick in regards to Edward. And then, Squidward. Anyway, you guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
You want me to stay on?
Yeah, I'm going to end the stream, but just stay on the camera. Okay. Because that way I could talk to you instead of calling you on the phone. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
See y'all.
God bless you all.